calling on the community to come out and join us in taking action in support of Galaxy Afiwi on Monday the 23rd of April from 10 a.m. in the morning. Come with your whistles, come with your foghorns, come and support the Big G. It's at the Inner London Crown Court, Newington Causeway, Elephant and Castle from 10 a.m. in the morning on Monday the 23rd of April through to Wednesday the 25th of April 2018. Touch one, touch all. Touch all.
Galaxy, you're my shining star. Please don't go away. Please don't go away.
You're in tune to Galaxy Radio 102.5, the only de-brainwashing station. Dr. Abu.
Dr. Abu.
I love this man, you know.
Dr. Abu Ratata
on Galaxy Radio.
We are in the house with the man Edison and Jamaz and Supreme.
Yeah, man.
Rise up, Empress.
Hello, how are you today?
How are you? Is that, what's her name again? Mela, my beautiful Ethiopian sister, yeah?
Yes, sir. I'm from Ethiopia. That's where I grew up, and I'm here for studies right now.
All right, then. Just tell the listener what you have to offer. Just tell.
Well, thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, my name is Mela Solomon, and I'm very passionate right now about increasing our community's participation in blockchain technology.
Mm-hmm.
So some of our listeners may be wondering what blockchain technology is. And even though this technology has been around for almost a decade, it seems like the public doesn't really know a lot about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I myself didn't know much about it until I began doing research earlier this year. And it seems like when I looked up and I looked around, a lot of my friends and family from the Afro-Caribbean community weren't really actively participating in the development. That kind of worried me. I said, why not, So me and my team decided to get together and try to introduce this blockchain technology and help people understand it better within our communities.
Yeah.
So we're going to organize an event sometime later this week on Thursday. So that will be at 388 Wandsworth Road, Southwest. It's SW84TN. We have a space downstairs from Ethiopian restaurant called Orit Ethiopian Restaurant. And if you guys are interested, we really want to educate the community about this. We think this is something that's going to revolutionize our world, and we really need to be actively participating in this. We shouldn't have to wait for this kind of technology to go mainstream to understand it. We should be part of the development and the growth of it. We have to have our input. So I really do encourage you and as many of your listeners to please come to this event that we have on Thursday at 6 p.m., 388 Wandsworth Road, SW8 4TN. So, please come. Let's educate ourselves. Let's gain this information and let's build from it and grow together and prosper as a community.
Well, rise up for that, Rise up for that, And, it's good to hear the young people with that energy, And as I explained to you yesterday, just organize certain things, and I will be there to support you, yeah? Because what you're coming is very good, yeah.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate your support and this platform. We're so grateful to get a chance to reach out to your listeners. We know that they're eager to help build our community, to help us prosper, and that's exactly who we need on our team. That's exactly who we need to be part of this development. So thank you for allowing me this chance to speak to your listeners, and I hope I see you all on the event at Thursday. So it's going to be at 6.
and is there a number that they can contact you on?
Yes, there is. So if you'd like to, I'm going to give you my personal line. So, or if you guys can go online, if anybody is on Instagram, you guys can reach me on my Instagram at MELU_Solomon, SOLOMON. Or if you'd like my number, that would be 077-192-88206. I'm going to say that one more time in case anybody didn't catch that. So my number is 077-192-88206. So if you have any questions, any concerns about the event or about this technology in general, please reach out we're just trying to educate each other and we're trying to grow together. So.
And give them your name again.
My name?
Yes.
My name is Mela Solomon.
Mela, you know, well.
Mela, yeah.
Mela, you know, beautiful. That's just a beautiful name, you know, in a seat, you know. And
thank you very much.
you understand, you know, it's power. It's a lot of power that, you understand, you know. And I'm glad that you're using.
You know, my mom's Ethiopian. She named me an Amharic name.
Well,
it's difficult to pronounce, but it is what it is. It's my name. So.
Well, it's a purpose, you know. It's a purpose, you know. You come with a purpose, yeah. And maintain that purpose here. Because this place is not an easy place, Empress. You know, you take away your purpose and give you a position.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? You know? So...
Yes.
So, you know, I hope your project will go from strength to strength. And as I said, you know, you have my number. And whenever you need to contact me, just give me a call, yeah?
Thank you. Thank you for all your support. Best of luck with everything.
Have a wonderful day, Empress. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
All the time. Beautiful vibration to that, Empress. And we can see that we have another caller there. Rise up, caller.
Hello, Abu Jakarta.
Yeah, rise up, my African brother. How are you?
How are you, Abu?
Give thanks.
Nice to hear from you.
Yeah, man.
I wasn't following the lady because her accent is a European accent, so thank you very much for what she said.
Mm-hmm.
When I pick up is when I hear restaurant, which is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Abu, please, I think we need, we Africans that live in UK, we need a very tiny body, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Small body,
mm-hmm.
that can talk to rich black people. When you go, we select this body, Mr. John, Mr. Emeka, Mr. Chupode,
mm-hmm.
Mr. Abu,
mm-hmm.
we select them, we say, go and approach this black body for one thing we need.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm talking now, because my head is only in business of black people to be successful. That's what I think about, yeah? Because when you control money, you control white people, and white people, they don't want to see this. And I want them to see this, that we can do things outside them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time we got the land. Africa, we got the land. We got what do you call it? Organic food.
Well, I tell you what, my brother. I tell you what. You know, you set up the space, and I'll bring those mine to you. You hear me?
Okay.
You set the space.
Let me finish what I'm trying to say.
Go on.
What I'm trying to say is the whole African states, especially African and Caribbean who live in UK,
mm-hmm.
yeah, we need to have a particular restaurant, yeah, whereby, let's say, first floor sell Caribbean food, second floor sell South African food, third floor sell West African food, yeah. Let's start from one place. Why I mention rich people is a poor man who is a cleaner wouldn't do it. He wouldn't have the money
mm-hmm.
to contribute, to join hands to do this. So that is why I mention rich people. Let's approach them. Then it is their responsibility to make the plan and see how it works.
I know it's
so that black people can have time to drive to a black restaurant where they can go. A South African can go eat South African food.
I hear you, my brother.
He or she don't want to eat South African food. He can eat a Jamaican food, but let it be in an area owned by black people. That is one.
Yeah.
The other second thing I want to ask, there is a guy who came one time and he's talking about a telephone in which you can call Jamaican with less and pay less.
That's brother Ron, Seymour Communication. That's Seymour Communication, and that's down in Peckham.
Oh, Seymour.
Seymour Communication. Yeah? Seymour Communication. Yeah? If your phone this
EMO.
SY.
Okay. Yeah.
MOOR.
Yeah.
Communication.
All right, cool. Thank you very much.
All right, my brethren. Give thanks, you know. rise up to this, brethren. And we have one more. The last call on there is this Barefoot Man.
Volume to the Galaxy family.
Volume Barefoot Man, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just ring it up, you know, saying condolences for Winnie Mandela, the Empress of South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know what?
Well on the caller. Well on there.
Yeah, it's me a talk. Yeah, I tell you, boy, she continued to struggle, you know, while Nelson was incarcerated there for 27 years.
Incarcerated.
Really continue the struggle. You understand?
Really?
Yeah, man. So, you know, the program has to go on that, on the struggle that she continued.
Well, it's always in the blood. It's always, because we are standing and do a shoulder who gone before us. So it's always like
yes, Abu. And we burn the fire, you know. We always burn the fire. Remember Broadwater Farm? Abu, you hearing me?
Yeah, man. Me said we burn the fire, but we don't condemn no one to the fire.
We don't condemn no one.
No, we just burn the fire. Simple as that.
Look, she burned the fire while he was in, you know, in
yeah, man.
27 years. And she did achieve a lot.
And following that, 84202.
She achieved a lot. I don't know what's going on in the background there, but can you hear me all right?
I can hear you all right. You know?
Yeah. She did achieve a lot, I tell you, for South Africa and apartheid. And we do the same thing over here. But certain people get in the way. But, you know, this man called Oliver Letwin is dangerous to us.
Yeah, we have some of them that look like us too. You know, this is what I'm saying, that, you know, sometimes we look outside the family and we realize the biggest war where we are fight right now is our own damn family. You go and tell some of the family member that you want to liberate yourself, and if you don't mind them broke your damn foot. We have to be real nowadays, Barefoot Man.
Yeah, hold on. Just one more thing. I keep banging on about this thing, you know, when we come here. In the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, I'm telling you, we did not get any benefits, you understand? So when we are saying now, and you have these Eastern Europeans can walk in now and get all the benefits that we contribute to. You understand? Them can family and send.
I hear you, blood, and I'm telling you, it's them will leave your community and say them was going in there to change things. They never change nothing, because they should have point out all of them things there for you too. So we can't look at.
I'm not hearing, Abu. I'm not hearing it enough these days.
Because we are afraid to critique them, blood. If you're afraid to critique your own people, them who is in certain position, we should have look out for your benefit. It's just like with the other fella, the name Obama. He was president, and we don't critique him. We don't critique now. We sit down, and now we are walking them out because Trump did it. Nah, I not go for them kind of talk, the blood. You understand?
But Abu, this is affecting us. Look.
My brethren, I know that it's affecting us.
I'm telling you how long we die. We come here with our British passport and pound, shillings and pence. So, and they want to deport us.
So, my brethren, we got to be real, you know. We have people who look like us who shed a home secretary. And all of these, you know, listen to the narrative. If they don't think about their people in a certain way, then what are we talking about?
Look, I keep continue about this Australian thing, how they go over there, and they're not immigrants. We should be deporting them from Australia.
Well, my brethren, organize ourselves, and then we can do whatsoever we need to do. But for now, the talk now go help, blood, because as I said, we are afraid to critique those that your own taxpayer money are paying now. Yeah. Nobody now do nothing for you free, you know. You're paying for it. You know, see?
Abu, one last thing. You know, sir, we pay them reparation to enslave us. Only 2015 we stopped paying it. The taxpayer was paying the enslavers them reparation. You know, hear that, Abu?
I hear my brethren. You can't. We're not dumb to that, you know. We're not dumb to that. So what are we gonna do about it?
We have to talk about it.
No, it's not.
Keep it quiet.
It's not only talking about it, my brethren. We got to organize ourselves.
Organize, but we have to say it over and over again. Just like how the narrative then come on. Just like when them have this carbon thing about this anti-thing and anti-Jewish thing. Them saying it over and over again. We have to say this thing over and over again.
If you listen, Galaxy, every day we talk about reparation. Never a day pass.
About it, but we don't talk about how the Europeans can just walk in and get benefits that we contribute to.
My brethren, you said, all right, may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If you go out the road there and a dog bite you, you're not going to see who owned the dog.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Let's organize ourselves that we can go to the source instead of we did a book with two and a knock, you understand? Let's organize ourselves, you know, because things is happening, blood. You know?
Organization.
Sister Esther Stanford is organizing certain things within the reparation movement, and you have other people them just doing certain things. You have the Global Africa League that's set up on certain things that's going, blood. You know, we got to organize ourselves.
Yeah, but we have to say it more and more and more.
Yeah.
Galaxy, you understand?
Yes, my virgin, but sometimes...
And march in and get all the benefits that we contribute to. I personally contribute to.
We all contribute to it, I'm a virgin. But the end of the day, you understand? It's only one set of people. You see, no leader got jail for them people nowadays. You know, the people that got jail for them leader. We have to wake up, my brethren. Have a wonderful day, barefoot man. Yeah?
Well, just one more thing, Abu, one more thing. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know this cricket thing about the cheating and the Australian and a cry and a ball and all that thing there.
Barefoot man. Be real now, barefoot man. Be real now. You think that me have time for you to talk about non-game cheat pan on cricket, blood? Me have more things. Me have more. No, barefoot man. Me have more important things right now. I truth.
Me know.
The truth, me I tell you.
But the analogy I was bringing there, we was number one for a long time, right?
And why we lost it? Why we lost the number one ship?
We was number Caribbean team was number one for 20 years.
And why we lost it?
They keep changing the rules.
No, blood.
Change the rules.
No, blood. That we change it. Because when Clive Lloyd and Viv Richards used to come on TV and talk like a strong African, the other rest talk like a little wannabe, blood. Let's be real.
Yes, I'm being real now. I'm telling you now.
When Viv Richards and Clive Lloyd stand up as a captain of a cricket team talking to the journalists, you feel proud to know that a black man talking on television. When the other rest them start to talk, you can't tell who they are, blood. Let's be real. Nobody can take nothing from us. We give it to them.
When we was fast and furious, Abu.
I know.
Change the rules to one bumper.
I know there's obstacle.
Over. And they keep changing the rules. And when they can't change the rules, they cheat.
Barefoot man. Look what our mother and father go through when them come here.
Yes.
All right. So if they go through that and survive that, I am a child of those, and I know that there's nothing can hold me back. So let's move forward now, yeah?
Of course we'll move forward. Anyway.
Well, if I vote
just because we're bottom of the league now, that doesn't mean to say we...
Which bottom of which league that?
No, I'm talking about in cricket now, right? It's just because we haven't learned the art of cheating, and we're not going down...
I'm telling them, lad.
You understand?
I hear you. You know?
Yes.
Well, if I respect, you know, rise up to barefoot man. No more call for no. No more call for no, family.
All right, big up.
Big up yourself. Voodoo. I'm telling you. Hey, rise up, family. Rise up, you know. Jammers, rise up.
Yes, big up all the callers, the listeners, the ancestors, and it's a pleasure to be here with two great men, you know, and a great family as Galaxy.
Edison.
No, greeting listeners. So busy today. Yeah, I'm grateful to come here, man. I've been trying to get here for years. It's been about 12 years since I've been on Galaxy, you know. So, yeah, 12 years, man. So I'm glad to come back today.
Yeah, man.
And see what comes up.
Yeah.
This part of the world is my part of the world. I've been here for a long time, so.
Really, yeah. Where we there all the time and see it, and you know, we have to hold we have to kind of hold the port, you know. You know, if we do hold the port, then certain things will happen, you know, see it, you know. But, you know, seeing what's going down, you know, you know, you can hear the call of them.
Yeah.
You know, you hear, you know, and you know, as I said, we lost a great woman, you know, Winnie Mandela, you know. You know, I mean, you know of Winnie, ain't it? You know?
I'm sad because when Nelson come out, Winnie was gone. And Winnie was holding the fort all the time until he come. And all of a sudden, because he came out on some political slide, because he didn't come to run the country, but not run the country for the black people. He came to run the country for the people that put in them. Who goes from jail to president?
And African doesn't get rid of his wife; he take another wife.
That's what I said. He got another wife. He didn't take the one that was causing the trouble.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The one that was fighting the system to get him out. He took another wife because that's not why he got out. They had another plan for him.
Because what I see Mandela lost in Africanness, because as I said, the African not get rid of a wife, he take another wife.
Exactly.
So into the opposite.
But you know, but the woman fought for him all those years, all the time, you know. And as soon as the man come, everything changed. Like,
you understand what I'm saying?
That's it.
Well, you know, as I said, she will forever in our heart, you know. Wonderful human being named Winnie Mandela, you know, Jammers.
Yeah, well, I can't say more than what's been said already. But a great woman that's lost to the community, you know. But yes, we have to always strive forward. That's what we can do, you know.
But they did silence her, though, isn't it? Yeah. We haven't heard about her from time. No news come out about her, what she's doing or anything. From when he's been there and he's been passed, but nothing come out about her.
Especially upon this side.
This side.
But when I watch like Al Jazeera and all that thing, you will see other thing that is, you know, you know. But you're in the news blackout from this side. But it's our fault, really and truly.
It is.
It's our fault because we should have journalists, you know, on the ground. You understand? You know, in this country, you know, that feeding back to us here. You know, see it, you know, doesn't have to be a Galaxy journalist, but it's a journalist that Galaxy helped to fund, Conscious, Migo, all of them helped to fund to put him there that he can pump back. And this is how we should have moved.
That's it.
You understand?
Internet has made the world a smaller place.
Yeah, you are.
So a man could be anywhere, see it, and before they can shut him down, everyone find out what he's doing. So there's nothing stopping us from doing that. That's what I dislike. We're always waiting for someone to give us a hand, like we got no hands ourselves.
No serious thing, blood, you know. And rise up to Jammers, because I see that the Speakers Club is
back in action.
Is back in action, yes.
Now we're stepping up to the next level now. So it's about empowering people this time, giving them the tools so they can become great and release their potential. And the first tool is the ability to talk. Your vibration can change your whole environment, can change your world, you know, can get you the girl, can get you the money, can get you things in life just from how the way you speak and the words that you use, you know. So this program this year is to empower everybody with that.
And it is the first Speakers Club for the year, isn't it?
The Speakers Club for the year 2018. I'd like to thank Galaxy for supporting it for the 3 years that we've been in action, you know.
Wow. And to make the listener them know that Sunday the 29th of April, you know, is the Speakers Club, you know.
That's right, yeah.
And the gender in politics.
Yeah, it's a hot one, this one, you know. The women said they've been waiting for this one, you know.
That's going to be fun.
The rise of the superwoman, you know.
Rise of the superwoman.
Yeah. Are men becoming obsolete? You know.
That is one of the questions.
That's one of the questions.
Are men becoming obsolete?
Is it men or black men? Because some men is not even regarded as obsolete. They're the man. And we're just a version of a man, according to them.
And the second question and the thing?
Yeah, how can women attain their true power? Is it?
How can women find the source?
The source, that's it. The source
of their true power. Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. Very good one. you know, they might have to go in and Winnie Mandela Manual 20.
That's right. That's the key. You got it right there.
You know, and with that we have actors also.
That's right. From Bat Theatre, they're going to act out 2 scenes for the audience to see and comment on in relation to the topics. And it's all about the audience, because in life you always listen to a so-called expert. You never get a chance to voice your own opinion. You know, so the Speakers Club is a platform that gives you the chance to speak, you know, and say what you're on your mind. Because nowadays with social media and all the experts, you don't even speak. People go around the whole week, they don't speak. They've got someone telling them everything.
And the beauty about it, you know, 60 seconds, you know, to deliver.
That's right.
You know, it's good, because I'm telling you, you know, I hear some delivery in that, and it's better than you hear a speech for an hour.
That's right. And everybody knows, like when you go to the wedding and you stop, or when you're waiting in a queue and someone's taking ages to say get their point across.
You know, it's good because out on the street, any journalist can point a mic in a face, right. And if you're prepared, because I've seen it out there where a lot of us, we are not prepared. You know, I've seen many interviews done out there, and I can say that he's in shock. You understand? Because you know, when you get the opportunity to say something, make sure that you're saying the things them that your brethren with the woman seat are gonna say yes. But sometimes I see many of them, they go along to get along through fear.
That's right.
Yeah. You know, see, through fear, sometimes we don't even speak the truth.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. No. I totally understand. We're scared to express ourselves.
Yeah.
Constantly worried about what other people are going to think. Yet the man don't think well of you in the first place. So what difference does it make?
You know, I was reading in Shahrazad Ali.
Which one was
the
that?
Slave? Are you still a slave?
Yeah.
You understand? You know, and there's another part at the back where certain behavior that we carry out, but we don't know that that's a slave behavior. If you come and you saying to me that you're catching hell, you know, and then me turn to you, but you know, the white people they might catch hell too, you know. That means that I'm a slave blood.
Okay.
You understand? You know, see it, you know, because the hell that I'm catching is because of
Exactly.
You understand? And this is what's happening to us as a people. You know, if we talk about domestic violence and we say that, you know, that is the behavior of the enslavement. Nah, it's not no behavior of enslavement. It's you. And they don't realize. And when I read that Empress book, I realize that some of our people that have the opportunity to address our people are still slaves.
They're still scared. They're scared for their position, scared for their money, scared for their status. And they're ready to sell out their people in order to maintain nothing, because the people still think of them as nothing.
Yeah.
Irregardless. If a man watches you sell out your own people, he's not going to respect you. No? Like you were saying about those cricketers. They were respected because the men know that when the man were tilting, they had to shut up and listen.
That's it.
Not where you get a squeaky man's voice because he's so weird at the sponsors, this, that. Those guys were playing because they knew they were the best in the world and no one was going to take them. But now...
For real, everybody has to who's gonna sign the check.
Exactly. You know, everyone's just worried about the money.
Sponsor.
That's it.
For real.
And the sponsor dictates what these people say nowadays. He's a bit too controversial, tone it down. You can't say this, you can't say that. When no one else in the world is told to calm it down, they can come and speak as themselves.
I've seen something that happened a couple of days ago with the Labour Party and the Jewish people, and you know, and I'm saying that.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying that. You see how we can get caught up not knowing, because I hear people say, oh yeah man, somebody said they define anti-Semitic to me. I say you don't have a clue what they talk about, ain't it? You just love you understand, because some of our people, because of the Bible, they love Israel, but they don't study the politics of Israel itself. So I'm say, oh boy, Israel not the Bible and all that. I'm going to say, you're dumb. You understand? And these are the things them. You know, that's why I'm saying, my brethren, if we don't open our eyes to certain things. You know, see, instead of we look out there and say, oh, that is an enemy, that is, but check ourselves, because the biggest enemy is us.
It's inside your own mind.
Yeah.
Forget it. If you think it's someone else, you're gonna be. You can't be them. You can only be yourself. So they've already, what'd you say, through education, they're 2-0 up. They already started winning, and you're trying to catch up with them inside your own head before you even move your body. You're thinking, how they gonna say, how they gonna look at us? Are we gonna be in trouble? Are we gonna lose our funding? Because that's the first thing these people look at. Then they watch what they say. Instead of us being independent, creating our own money, then telling everyone, look, we are okay. We don't need nothing from you. As soon as I hear funding from any group or what have you, I say, oh, no, I'm not taking part of that, because as soon as that group funds you, they're going to dictate to you and then tell you what you can and can't say. So you won't be operating for your people, you'll be operating for them, covering your people from moving forward.
And it's because there's 10 groups going for the same fund. You know many information that fund giver get? Because I have to say what Edison ain't doing, why I should get it. What I'm doing better than in Jammers, what I'm doing better than. So in a way, this fund giver collects so many information that he have to grasp on one another.
And the worst thing is, if them people came together and raise some money up from themselves, wouldn't they be a bigger organization without no funding? Really? But all 10 of them are going to be independent and spite the other ones. So by just giving one the money, you've divided all 10 of them, and they're half as strong or a tenth as strong.
No, that's serious.
I'd just like to add for that, if, as you said, in war, the ancient word for war, Anglo-Saxon word for war, it means to be careful, means to be quiet, means to not. Means to hide things, you know. Means to be aware. Words in the word beware. The word war is it means to hide everything. And one of the secrets that they use is look at the word fun. They tell you a joke to take your eye off the game. Look at the word funeral. The first 3 letters of the word funeral is fun. So this is what they do. They tell you a joke and they laugh at somebody else's downfall to take you off the seriousness of the position that we're in. We get interested in something like cricket when we got a hole in our ship, you know. So this is one of the things.
Isn't the word fund as well?
Yep. That's once you need somebody else to put money in your pocket, then you're not going to go and look for your own.
You're not serious.
It's that thing what them do, because them take your children to the fun, fear.
That's right.
I just passed one in black. Yeah.
And then we want everything to be fair, you know.
Exactly, fair. Where you go and play. Which is no way you're serious in play.
You know? And then we end up in our fear.
Exactly, fear. Saying the same thing.
Same thing, blood.
Same thing. And we want a fair trial, you know. And we wonder why everybody in there's lighter than us. And I'd just like to add to that. There's a book from the Home Office called The Successes of a Negro Movement, and one of the biggest things is that the black man is prejudiced amongst his own self. So as you were saying, it's not the outside we've got to worry about, it's the prejudice that we have within.
That's been deliberately cultivated. That's something in from Willie Lynch, whether it's real or not. That speech was designed to divide people. And as soon as people make a distinction, they still do it in the Caribbean, over the lightness of your skin, the straightness of your hair, treating people in a certain way. So when that is still in vogue and they're still doing that, it shows you what mentality they're still stuck in. The lighter the better. Which again is a damnation on the people themselves, because we can't move forward if we can't join. We all need to move together, to be together, to make something. If you're dividing someone saying because of how you look, that is the whole concept of race again, which is a misnomer, because where you're born is where you come from. You're from a country, not a color.
And I'd just like to add to that, we are following the mentality of these people. Look at the word clothe. Inside the reason why they put clothes on is because they loathe themselves. They don't like the way they look, so they put clothes on themselves. You know what I mean? Look at the word leper. You see the word repel. So they're repelled by natural forces. So they have to, and they dislike themselves, and we give them the image of what they're supposed to be like. So when they see a black king, they see what they be lacking, and they have to clothe themselves because they loathe what they look like. They focus on the external not the internal. And that's what we're doing. We're looking at how somebody looks at us rather than how we should be feeling ourselves. Because when you're walking around in nature, you don't see a reflection of yourself. But now we're obsessed with trying to fix up this external reflection that is not who we really are.
No, truly, and it can be a mental sickness in our way, you know. Because you understand, because as I said, you know, African don't go and buy tear up clothes. And out there you see the African woman and man in tear up jeans and all of these things. These are a tramp lifeblood.
Yeah, I know.
This is a sick mind. And if you talk about it, some people we want to come tell you all kind of things. But I'm telling you, if we don't talk to our young people and explain to them, but it's not, if it's the young people, them alone was doing it, then I would say, I said big people.
Yeah, but we follow fashion because we got no imagination anymore. Yeah, there's a thriving African industry with the women and their clothes, but over here, people don't know what to identify themselves.
You understand?
You see that Black Panther thing? All right. I didn't really care for people wearing the clothes when they say they want to wear the African clothes and all that kind of thing. But if they wore designer clothes there, who would complain? But when they wear their own clothes, all of a sudden people say they're taking it too far. You see sports events, thousands of people every week. You see all these Marvel films, all that, people dressing up. But when the black people want to dress up, it's reflecting they're proud of where they come from. Everyone wants to make an issue.
Well, I understand that, and sometimes there's no continuity.
No.
You know, because sometimes we dress up for the weekend, you know. We African weekend and bank holiday. And the other rest of the time we're as white as ever blood.
Yeah.
You understand? And this is what a lot of people see.
Yeah, but we have to fit in though, because again, you know, it's good that natural hair is now coming, and everyone accepts that, because back in the day, if you had
naturally you're coming back when I'm losing, man.
but still, what I'm saying is that we had natural hair before, but it's only when they tell us now our natural hair is okay, then we start looking at. We used to wear African clothes before, but it's only when they're now selling it in Harrods for £1,000 that we're running to go and get it, you know. So it's when they say we can be black, that's when we want to be.
Yeah, but that's conditioning.
That's true, blood.
It's conditioning from when you're young, because they tell you to not love yourself and need someone else to love you before you can love yourself. That's the whole education paradigm, and as such, we as people, we don't know. Look at us, forgive me, if a man likes to march, good for him, but I'm not going to go on march for a next man to tell me, come back next year, I'll think about it. That's what happens every August when we do our Million Man March. There's not going to be a change unless someone economically feels different and you boycott certain companies or situations that they have. Those companies will then force some sort of change. But as far as that thing, they ain't going.
If you keep your troop in barracks and you don't exercise them, the enemy will overrun you in no time. You understand? Every tool that we have at our disposal, we have to use at it. You know, there's many youth can't walk out of the postcode out a year.
Yeah, I know.
So what do you think we use the march to do?
I don't know.
It's to give them the opportunity to march from Brixton to Westminster. So it's not about, we are look at it now. We are not looking at it after the 1st of August. Our youth, them still can't come out a certain postcode. You know, when the youth come in that march and feel good to marching with the family, we must not. Although it doesn't reach what we see.
That's what I mean.
No, but what I'm saying that let's turn it into another thing, because a lot of people doesn't understand. I'm not into the petition, you know.
Okay, thank God.
I'm not into the petition, you know, because if you put a comp on it, what you gonna get?
Nothing.
Competition blood.
Exactly. No, I know. That's what I mean. It's a competition that we're not going to win because we're asking someone to give us something.
No. What I'm saying, no, we're asking ourselves first. You understand? You know? And as I said, you know, I meet young people. I know young people now that is in Gambia doing things. And if it wasn't part of that march, meeting them on the march and talking to them and show them that there's a better way, you know. If you're here as young people and if you come out on the street, you get stopped by the police, but you want to make it, then go somewhere where you can make it. So these are the kind of structure them that, you know, see, because I don't just go up on the march just to march from there to there. You go on the march to see what's amongst you and what we can do, because to mobilize is one thing, but to organize is the other thing. I'm not only into the mobilizing.
Okay.
I'm into the organizing. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us use this mobilizing and nothing comes from the mobilizing.
This is what upsets me. We're mobilized and we all come together, and at the end, nothing's achieved. You're still asking someone permission, which means that you feel that you're less than them. Whereas if you go and like we say, we took 1 million people, everyone put £10, just £10 that you could afford. That's 10 million. Time.
You know that there's a brother amongst us who have a writ. You know what is a writ?
Yeah.
For 100 million. You understand? All he need is the community to support him with it. You know? And these are the things that we should be doing, but we don't have to say, why? You know, I woo him. You understand? You know, imagine one from amongst us have a writ for 100 million, and we still a heart where I want a build it, ain't it? We want to support the one with the writ, and from that we see what come from there.
That's it.
And this is what I see out there. So I want to rise up, Brother Carl Grant from CTJ, Campaign for Truth and Justice, who fighting to where he is right now, and all he need is the support of his community. Not only his community, but the organization them that's in a community. Then should just show a united front, blood. You understand, Show a united front. Because everybody gonna sub now, oh, we need this and we need that. And what you do tomorrow?
Nothing.
So I understand what you're saying, bro. Say don't matter things say, well, I don't understand what you're saying, As an ex-soldier, marching is very good. Because that's the only way you can bring a body of men from A to B without stumbling over themselves. The only thing that we're not doing it, because that's some things where a man put on and some man come on stage and then give you all of this rhetoric march and you step forward and backward and all. What are you building after? What are you building after? And this is the thing. Take these people, organize ourselves that we can do some constructive thing, blood.
Yeah.
See it, But I know you have an event coming up.
That's right. Masters of Empowerment. Down in Camberwell on the 7th of April.
That weekend.
That's the weekend. Next Saturday. So it's coming at the Lighthouse. The Lighthouse Center with Dr. Umar Johnson, Muta Baruka, Leo Chester, and Leo Mohammed. So I remember him when it was Leo Chester, but Leo Mohammed, respectfully, and myself. And we're going to be talking about different aspects of empowerment. From our different perspectives. But it's great because you won't have that kind of information over a course of night or one night or what have you, where the angles are so diverse but still in the same vein.
That's true, But somebody listened and said, oh, come down female at the planet.
In honesty, I can't tell you that the actual promoter picked people that she thought that would be able to represent the concepts that she was coming with. Because again, you could pick the women or find one. If she found one that was suitable, I'm sure she would have put in. But again, next time, probably there'll be a woman there. First, you have to build something like this. And bringing them people over is not a small thing.
No, I know. But said, no matter where you're building, if that feminine energy in there, every town that built in Africa, it built from a woman concept.
It's true.
You understand? But what I'm saying that what we're doing here, we are not looking on the full thing that we have to deal with. You understand? Sometimes we run with the same European narrative, blood.
Yeah.
You understand? Me man, me boss. No, I'm telling you, blood. We need, because we have some wonderful women amongst us.
Yeah.
And if we don't give them that exposure, we think I'll give them the BBC?
Well, no, in due course, but each person's got their own little message. This time, I know what I'm talking about is genderless. So what I'm coming about when I'm talking about your spirit and how we need to empower ourselves properly via our spirit, that's not with any gender, male or female, because your gender is something that you choose on the way to this life.
Yeah.
So you're actually the spirit that is independent of that.
Yeah.
So in honesty, the message is what we want to get out first, and then later on we can bring out different people that are going to bring out different messages. But we have to start from somewhere.
I hear you, my brother. I hear you. And the message, as I said, the message is in all of us.
Of course.
The message is in all of us. You understand? But as I said, over the years, it's something that I noticed. It's something that I examine. You understand? You know, we man have a problem. No. Make a finish.
Yeah, go on.
You understand? Because from I born till now, is man things them a dominate the thing. And when I come to realize that there is a change in the narrative, there's a change in the script, then I yearn. It's a thing that I yearn for, to see that Winnie Mandela back on the scene. So this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it has to happen now, but it's a thing that we have to make sure that it put up their blood.
No, it be there, but you know, there's so many women's circles. There's so many women coming together that they're creating their own exclusive environments where they're talking about their issues and their things. And men are never crying to go into those things because they accept that the women have their own debates and own things they want to talk about. And this isn't a man-only thing. This is really just a group of people where essentially women and males' issues are being discussed. If a man is really conversing to the community, he has to address both sides, because in every sentence that you give, they say that the man is the initiator and the woman is the creator. So he must know when he's talking, he has to speak with that balance, because if he doesn't, the men ain't gonna appreciate and the women ain't gonna appreciate it. Each time you have to bring, what do they say? The melody has to be with the chorus.
One of the greatest woman I hear is this woman Shahrazad Ali.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That when you, as a man, listening to a woman like that, you know, because I grew up with my granny. You understand, you know, I don't grow up as of me, some people you understand, and the foundation of growing up with that mother, that nurture, it helps you to survive in the community.
Of course.
You understand, you know? And what I'm saying that I was a little boy when I see my granny tell pastor, said, you run the church and me run the yard. You know, see it. But what I'm saying that today is the opposite. It's outside force around the house and all of these things. Man, some man, the wicked blood. And the truth may I tell you. And until we face this as African and realize that even going into certain institutions and the woman them is the majority.
Yeah.
But it's run by man. You understand? Because the woman does not get that chance. You understand? You know? To lead that thing. Because man I said, no, you're a woman, you're the weak. No, why people talk that? You know, see it, you know? Who are we to define who weak and who strong? Can you give birth to a child?
No.
Well, this is what I'm saying. We are more weaker because I see some pain with some woman I forgot through. Look, when I go into Africa, and you see the revolution, they were fight without the woman them, you know. And when the revolution over, when they got a bump on the top, to go get water, no water. You know? While some of the man them can fly to Europe for medical treatment. What man say said, men have picked up some bad habit from these invaders and they become hardened at them heart blood.
Yeah.
You understand? So we have to change that.
Well, you know, each man has to start with his own actions. You know? So before you say man, unfortunately, you're not going to convince everyone. You just can set an example. And if a man's living in a balanced relationship, then they could look on that and say, yeah, that's something I can go for. But you talk to man, he's not going to hear. You get your alpha man who believes that he's more sexually prowess, so therefore he's more focused on that than it is on leading anyone or helping anyone. So,
but it's good because, you know, the man them that you have some strong woman with them.
Yeah.
You know, see, so it show you that also. Yeah,
I'd just like to say, behind the scenes, even though you see the men up front, it's the women that are starting this movement. The women, I know a woman brought me to this knowledge and got me through. There's a woman behind Edison.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
The women
that
are the
woman,
big side.
it's a woman.
Seed.
But that's what I'm saying. The promoter is a woman. It's not a man that's doing it. It's a promoter, it's a woman that's bringing this. So in all honesty, you have to say everyone's got their role.
Well, Edison. Go on. Well, Edison, we just raise it that the woman can't, so the man
they lead it. The woman's
that's
behind the scenes.
So you know that a man. My first teacher said, he said, if you go to any woman's organization, right in the heart of it, you're gonna find a man there. And if you go to any man's organization, right in the heart there, you're gonna find a woman there. So I don't discount anyone's roles because I don't know who's leading it. Who they say, if they've got a president, if he hasn't got a strong wife, it can't control him. Look at Obama. Joke aside, his wife was as strong as him, and he put her right next to him all the time. But you see the next one where the wife is in the back or somewhere, or next country or next city, where again you can see the shambles because there's no balance there. So you know that both have to exist before anything new can be created. And that's how it works. So, again,
well, give thanks. Give thanks that you can bring that clarification.
It's a woman running it. It's her that she's doing it on her own.
Just like
back
Nelson
too.
Mandela, it was really behind the scenes. You know, you see the man up front, but the man's not going to be no strong unless there's a woman.
That's how it is. A son and his mom don't end.
No, it's a serious thing because, as I said, even our parents here. It's our mothers that deal with the communication and wonderful. Although daddy work hard behind the scenes. You don't see it, but it's she get everything together. You lost your pair of socks, who find it?
Exactly. It's her that organizes everything and keep it going. So, but both people are
but we're only here because we had good mothers behind us. Your father could run off, and I'm not saying my dad was great, but your father could run off. But we're here. It's the mother that brings you.
Father to everyone, mother to one.
True blood. God, them have a saying and they said, kill baby, give mama. Mama won't eat baby. But kill mama, give baby. Baby will eat mama. And this is what I go on today. If you don't know yourself, then you will even abuse yourself.
Oh gosh. You abuse your mom, you're abusing yourself. How did you come here? You can't deny the channel that brought you here. If you start disrespecting that, who do you want to respect you? Nobody.
So point of this event is the empowerment.
Yeah, it's really the secret, is it to empower each person, but to let black people know the things that they should know. So when I'm talking, I'm coming from my spiritual ancestral side. So I'm going to let people know the things that are going on within them and the power that they have within them that they don't access, that they don't use. They're sitting there begging someone else for permission for the power that they gave him to use.
Wow.
Yeah? So,
and
go on.
No, what you say is true, you understand? And you can look on, because if a one kick you down in the morning, and you wait for them to pick you up in the evening.
That's what I'm saying.
You understand, but what I'm saying that we can use. We got to know how to shape our own destiny. So what you say is true. We have a caller coming through here. We never open the line, but if you know them, they will tell you off. Rise up, caller.
Rise up, Dr. Abu.
Give thanks, family. Give thanks.
And the Galaxy family.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
They got the guests in the studio,
Yeah, man. Brother Edison and Jamaz and Supreme in the wings.
Lovely, man, lovely. Brother Edison.
Yes.
Seems like you're a very spiritual man.
I try. Go ahead.
Are you a member of any church, sir?
No, I'm not. My mother is, but for myself, no, unfortunately. My side, I've got two sides in my family. One that were traditional and one that was church. And my nature took me towards the other side, which was just really to explain that we're not really following a religion, we're just following the power inside you, So it's not really part of any church, to be fair.
Kind of spiritual thing, as you call it.
Sorry? Or what do I call it? I just purely call it, you know, your ancestral communication within yourself. The fact is, like what I'll be saying on the day, is explaining that every time you have a conversation, you're having it with an intelligence inside you. And who is that intelligence? And how is that intelligence working with you to guide you through what you do? Before you even talk or you're listening to what I'm saying, you're having an internal conversation now to see if you've heard it before, if it makes sense to you, and how you can use or what you're going to say next. And after you finish that conversation, then you decide what you're going to say next that is appropriate to the situation. So we're showing you that all along, you've never been alone inside yourself. You've always had to ask a question inside yourself before you opened your mouth. But who is it that you're talking to?
Can I take a pause then?
Sorry?
I just said, you know, who you're talking to. Well, you know what? No. I'm looking at them Bible book, you know, because a lot of black people seem to go and buy this biblical book here, you know? Mm-hmm. In Romans chapter 7, it says verse 15, for what I am working out, I do not know. Mm-hmm. For what I wish, that I do not, that you do not do. Say, for what I wish, this I do not practice. But what I hate is what I do. Mm-hmm. However, if what I do not wish is what I do, I agree that the law is fine. But now, the one working it out is no longer I, but sin that resides in I.
Okay.
So in other words, the spiritual man cannot be slain. You can't slave the spirit. But it's the physical side of man is causing this problem.
Sorry, could you repeat that again, please? I didn't hear that clearly. Sorry.
It's like we are the solution and we are the problem.
Well, the thing is, because you don't trust yourself and you have to look into an external book before you can believe your own self, then you're in a situation where you don't own yourself. So from when you don't own yourself, then whatever they dictate in that book is how you look at yourself. Yeah? So
it's like the people that look for this. I look for something outside of themselves, which is in themselves.
Well, that's 100%. The thing is, the stuff that we talk about and the stuff that we do, because I teach classes and we show people how to connect to their ancestors, to the people that are communicated inside them. And then they can have a conversation where, you know, when you trust that voice that you hear in your head and you follow it, that's when there's peace in your life. Because anyhow, you're asking 3-4 people the same question and hoping that one of them give you an answer that sounds similar to what you got in your head, and then you follow it. You know, but we kind of show you who you're speaking to and how from that point onwards, then you can literally just go with faith that you have inside you your own backing. This is the problem, because if you don't have your own backing from inside you, then everyone can use you anyhow they like. And let's just say you're born a slave in your own mentality.
Well, the other night, you see, because I like a meeting about the gun crime and the postcode thing in the flats. You know?
Yeah.
And the youth them come in and we talk to the youth and parents and mothers and pastors. Everybody just come together and we sit down and talk. Now, you bring up a word in this called plausible deniability. You have to go and research the word. It's about like in the house, you see wrongs going on among the children and nobody now talk.
Yeah.
Everybody protect one another and protect the wickedness. So, for me, I try to say this, and I show the youth, say, well, this word plausible deniability, it doesn't work. It works in law, but not on the street. It's a gun talk and a knife talk on the street.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of sort out, the yard. This is why we have to look up this word here and look up plausible deniability. It's a funny thing, you know, because like, you have 1 yard of it that's the stash, and you have 1 yard of it at the family, but when the 2 yard mix up, you know, everybody get clapped.
Yeah.
So I say, my brother, that's all it is. You know, we have to look at ourselves. So give thanks to the reason there.
No, thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, rise up, my brethren. Give thanks.
Rise up.
I just want to say
all the time.
I just want to say something. Basically, we got to be careful what books we're looking at, because the very book that we're looking at could have been the enemy's book that is given to you that could be tampered with, and it's not written in the original language to even set you free. You have to look where these books have come from in the first place, and the problem is, even that, the book is just a map to who you are in any way. No book can show you how to breathe, how you can manage the colors, how you work with gravity, how you speak, and how you produce the energy and the vibration that you have already. No book can show you your greatness that you have already, because if you're lost in the middle of a jungle and all you had, you'll have to throw the book away, and your own instincts will set you free. So you've got to be careful of these books that you read if they're not written in your original African language, because everything comes from Africa. If you're reading it in an English book, then it's not in the original language. It's written by the enemy. That's why that's why these Christians are spending their money and they're not getting anywhere, because the original teachings have been tampered with, and there's not many successes to the amount of money that's been spent in Christianity. If you look at Black Wall Street, look at the difference. When we invested money on our own self, we created our own buildings, our own schools, our own medical services, and just look at the difference. When there was no Bible, we was ruling for 4,000 years. So we have to look at the book and who's tampered with this book before we can start quoting things that we don't really know about.
We have another caller here. Rise up, caller.
Yes,
greetings.
Yeah, man, I'm just wanting to say that it's very important that we as a people write our own history and not take the narrative of the enemy.
Yes.
Case in point is the sad news of the passing of the great Winnie Mandela. Mm-hmm. Now, the enemy will write that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we've even seen already that she was, corruption and tried to kill people, blah, blah, blah. But that's their narrative, right? You know what I mean? We expect them to write our history. We have to write our own history, right? And as far as we're concerned, right, this mother, this woman is, for us, the woman of the nation. But without her, right, you know what I mean? Even though there is still an element of that, the fact that our people are not in lasagna, right? But without her, the liberation struggle will not have culminated in what we see, in what we see in South Africa today, i.e., like a black majority government. Despite the wrongs of that government, right? She was one of the key players, right, that defeated white minority in that country. So we will always uphold that mother, now ancestor, in high regard. You understand? Because when Nelson was in prison, it was her, this great African woman, that kept the name of Nelson Mandela alive. Yes. You know what I mean?
No, I totally.
Well, rise up for that, brother Kwame.
Yeah, man. Because it's important for that, because there will be others out there, even now, that will try and diminish this woman's name, man. And we will not allow that. We cannot allow that. We can never allow these people, right, to tarnish the legacy of this great woman. You understand? And she's a great woman. You know what I mean? For me, she's one of the great black women of the latter part of the last century. You understand? Right? Because without her, right, the struggle and the name of Nelson Mandela would have been just banished history. You know what I mean? So it's important that, this elder, this now ancestor, we have to keep her legacy alive, and we will resist all attempts from others out there who want to rubbish her name in the junk of deception, right? In the manner of deception. We'll not allow that. This woman is a great African warrior in the spirit of Mamaya Tantua, Queen Nzinga, Queen Nehenda. Understand? And we'll never forget her role in liberating that country to an extent, because the country is still under siege by the force of global white nationalism. And we have to understand that. Well, even this land thing now, these people are ready for war, right? And we cannot allow, the legacy of Winnie Mandela in particular, to allow these people, right, to get our land back. We can never allow that. That will be a disrespect to the legacy of what this woman fought for. You understand?
Well, Brother Kwame, you know, with the events them that is going on now and the people them that is putting them together, you know, those people will never be forgotten. You understand, you know, as Jamas just show you about even the Speakers Club, we're talking about the woman. You understand, and I can guarantee you that her name will come up in many dialogue and argument out there, my brethren. You know, see it, you know.
The fact of the matter is that from we have to give our narrative, don't throw no one narrative. We have to give our narrative, man. This woman was a hero, a heroine, a goddess, a freedom fighter, a liberator for our people globally. Right? What woman would have been able to put up the fact that her husband was put in prison for more than a quarter of a century for most of their married life, still raise 2 children and still be a freedom fighter and still raise the name of the man on the global level? What woman could do that? Given the environment she was living in at the time, in apartheid South Africa.
Well, you asked the question, which woman could do that? Our mother, what them put up with when them come here. You understand, you know? It wasn't easy. You understand, you know? Because the same thing with them that go down, it happened to them in South Africa, the same thing it happened to them here. Dog set on them and all of these things. Yeah. So we got to know that wherever we are, we have to realize that we have to look out for one another. Yeah, Brother Kwame, rise up all the time.
All right, give thanks.
Give thanks, Brother Kwame, down there in Nottingham. Wonderful vibration to all the Nottingham massive. You know, we could just take a little interlude of music and then we'll get back with some more reasoning, you know. We are in the house with the man Edison and Jamaz and Supreme.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful vibration. Touch one, touch all. Africa rise, Babylon fall, you know. Serious vibration. We are here. And you hear the music of Colin Davis, you know, acknowledging Winnie Mandela, that journey on to the ancestor, you know. And we are looking at the things them that we are putting into place, because if we have to put things into place to move forward. You know, them said if the hunter have to keep on writing the story of the lion, as long as the hunter gonna be glorified. So yes.
No, I laugh because there's the story. They have the other African proverb as well. Like if the mouse always tells the story, the elephant always runs.
we have a call here. We could just take this call and then get back to rise up, caller.
Rise up, Dr. Abu.
Rise up, Brother Paul.
How are you today, brother?
Up and down, my brethren, up and down.
It's good to hear that. You're alive, is what you're saying.
For real.
Good afternoon to your guests in the studio.
Respect every time, King.
You know, Dr. Abu, I'm a bit behind on the internet, yeah? And what I'm going to say, I don't want to stamp on anybody's feet, but it's something you said, or one of your guests said, just invoked my ears, and I want to respond to that.
Yeah.
For instance, let me just clarify, I like the way you responded to the brother who said he's not into marching. Well, so be it. You know, I'm not into certain things, he's not into certain things. But let me just say this for the sake of argument and clarity. You know, every time I hear that, I'm not into this, I'm not into that. Brother, what is your answer? What's the solution? What's the magic solution? Yeah, we put £10 together and we get £1 million, and then what?
All right, you know what? Truth, I would strip it back much further back than that, because everyone's thinking that there's going to be one group out there that's going to solve the situation, or there's a group that we have that is literally, if tomorrow we did raise the money or someone gave reparations, who would they give it to? What group would be able to accept it and distribute it across everyone? The problem is a lot further back in the fundamental thinking of the people. The fact that you have the postcode gangs, the fact that you have people coming together to still ask for something which they have within their power to create for themselves. That, for me, is where we've lost it a long time ago. I tend to deal, I suppose, with the spiritual side, where I find that most individuals haven't got their own sense of self. They're still trying to emulate someone else or be like someone else or buy what other people have before they can feel good about themselves. So the solution doesn't start with who you march or who you're asking for permission. I agree, as Dr. Abu has put down there, that what he said of the people coming together and meeting, and that be an opportunity to see a load of faces, to see young people, to garnish their interest, to try and do something. Even though I don't believe that is going to carry us, even if we got our letter, our petition, as it's given to the parliament, and every year they say, come back and do that again. And again, we still do it, hoping for a different change, a different outcome. So if we as individuals, I'll always say, if you had a 1 million man march and these people didn't follow any religion.
What is the solution, brother?
Brother, again, you're looking for one word. If one word could fix it, then all of us would be great. We could already create that one word. We could say God could fix it, and then we'd be fine.
You said that if you put £10,
no,
your words.
My friend, I was given a simple answer for a simple question.
Together, and we raised £1 million, and I'm asking you, this is what you said.
I know, brother. This is what I'm trying to say. I give a simple answer for a simple question. If I was to take that a bit deeper.
Wait, don't talk over one.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I'm asking you a simple question. Where do we go with the £1 million you raised? What do we do with this £1 million? What happens is what I'm asking you, brother. I didn't ask you for a speech. I just asked you, what do we do with this £1 million you said we should raise? What do we do there? So I'm asking.
Okay. You know, they say sometimes the way you are. No, let me leave it. Let me just answer, all right? Let me just answer, because you're looking for me to solve the whole black problem in one sentence, which is not possible.
No.
Yeah? But let me answer best I could. What I would do is, I would suggest that we try and find different schools, pull the children out as best we can, so we can create our own form of education, so that these kids are not brought up with the mentality that they have right now. Because these things are created in the school environments where they're trying to overcome an inferiority complex, which they're born with.
That's been done. That has been done, my brother. This is the point I have.
Sorry, go ahead.
People make that comment. Let me explain what the problem I have with it. Because
go ahead.
Comments based in absolute ignorance. Because you said...
My friend, please, let's show respect, okay?
Do that £1 million. Because that's a cop-out, bro. You said that you take that, raise £1 million, but I'm telling you straight, you have not one clue what you would do with that £1 million. You have no idea.
I guess you have a clue, brother. Please share.
All right, go.
People a red herring. That's a red herring, right? And we've got to stop throwing out these red herrings, because you don't have the solution and you don't have the answer. And another thing, brother, many people don't just go on the march to walk up and down the street to Westminster every year, brother. That is an insult. What people do is a protocol. It's a protocol. What it is, it's an order you follow. You follow a protocol. And the law says this. Reparations is based in the law. It's part of the law. Just like you drive on the left side of the road, you don't drive on the right side of the road. It's a legal obligation. And what we're following is a legal obligation. The legal obligation will not last forever. We won't be marching to us forever. One day, the children who are on that march, they will, in the future, they won't be marching, because what they'll say is, I march with my parents and those who come before me, and this is what we're going to do next. They'll have the answer, because they were part of the protocol. So, brother, when you come on the throw out red herrings, make it known that what you are doing is throwing out diversion, because you don't have the solution. Talk about raise £1 million, but you ain't even got a clue what to do with it, bro.
Brother, no, it's okay. Because can I respond?
Rise up for that, Paul. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr.
All the time. Give thanks to that. You know, the whole thing about it. You know, I'm gonna tell you, brother Edison. I hear people come on the radio and them tell people about the 1 million man march in America. But when it comes to the march here, I hear people tell people say they're not in the march. Yeah. And I call that a sense of hypocrisy, blood. You understand? It seems like, and some people say, who authorized it? And we say, it's we. You know, it seems like we want something to authorize from other people. And I'm telling you, you know, if I'm not into something, you know, you say if I can't support you, I don't even bother with you. You understand? I don't even bother even critique anything because you understand, you know. But what I support, I vice, and there's certain things I ain't doing it, blood. You understand, you know? I ain't putting down no African that is marching. I ain't criticizing nothing that they're doing. You understand? Because everyone need to do what they are doing, to do certain things. You know, see it? And what I'm saying that over the years, I've seen people come on radio and then talk about the Million Man March in America. And when it come here, they want to shut it down. And I find those things very, very hypocritical.
No, it's just very interesting. Was it Paul that called in? I love his passion. But one of the things that I see in our community, this is my personal view and perspective, is that we seem to get together when we're angry.
Exactly.
Right? We get together when we're angry and we march. And we don't think of the next couple of steps. And that's what the caller was kind of trying to get to. Like, what would you do if this? What would you do if that? But we cannot, personally, it's my personal opinion, we cannot have solutions if people are in an angry environment, because it will just become a shouting match. It will just become like self-sabotage. So we need to be, my personal opinion again, we need to be proactive. The majority of the times when we get together and we march, it's because something has happened and we're angry. Then we start making what I class as spin-off groups. And then within that, there is the battle for leadership. And we seem to go into sabotage and self-destruct and lose the original reason why we're doing what we do. Now, I've got nothing against what Paul said, but he raised an interesting point. What would we do if we did have the money? But let's not get angry. Let's not get angry about, you understand? Because we're not going to get a solution in an angry environment. Yes, passion, yes. Yes.
This is the thing, all right? I do respect what he was saying. Again, as Supreme was saying, it's how he's saying it. If we're not having a discussion as men on a level playing field, bringing points, bringing a situation and looking for a solution, I'm not claiming to have all the answers. And the way in which I go about fighting my own cause, I do it myself. I teach my classes, I explain things in a different way. The thing is, I'm thinking long term exactly, but before you disguise a man and say, look, I will hear you out, hear everything you've got to say, bring all your points together, because you know, they say there's no point winning an argument. All you do is lose respect for each other. Yeah, you work with each other to get to a joint point where you can move forward and come to a conclusion. So whenever someone is telling me you're wrong or there's no point listening, because there's a point where someone is so angry they can't actually hear what you're saying, because that would invalidate the emotion they used in order to say what they said.
And I just like to say, from the Speakers Club, this is the problem, that they've constructed this language that we start to argue, become argumentative. And once you become in an argumentative state, you know, you talk over people, you don't want to hear the other person's point of view, you end up trying to define a word and everybody loses sight of the cause, which is we need food, shelter, and we need to uplift ourselves. And just in response to what is the solution, because that was the key element of the question. The solution is when we have the mindset that when you hear like Winnie Mandela die, you're not looking at it as separate. You feel it's like you, because you've got the same genes in you. You know, as Abu said, your parents. You know, we come from greatness, and until we can see when somebody's attacked, I'm attacked. When somebody's sick, I'm sick. When my brother has no money, I have no money. Until we get to the state of mind, we're going to have these disputes. They call you Negro. What's Negro backwards? Negro backwards is organ. Yeah, we should be vibrating as one, but we're letting them play us like a simple.
You know, I want to bring up a old issue, right? But I didn't want us to stick on this. I remember going on a march when they was trying to ban reggae artists coming in the country, and I think it was the British Black Congress got together, said let's all meet up at was it the Home Office?
Yeah, you remember?
I'm going to tell you, I thought, you know what? because of one man. What one man was bringing down the reggae industry. I want to mention his name. Can I mention him name?
Yeah, man, that Peter boy.
Peter Tatchell. Peter Tatchell started this whole reggae. What was it called? Oh, I thought Murder Music was the tag strapline around reggae. But even Beres Hammond couldn't come in the country.
Yeah.
There were various even lovers, Jamaican lovers rock artists couldn't come in the country, and they were listed as, what was it, Abu? Murder Music.
Murder Music.
And I was scratching my head and I'm thinking, but this is one person's, as we use the word, narrative on our thing. And to me, it was almost like this man brought our music to a standstill. I tell you what, I was disappointed. You know why I was disappointed? There was about 200 people turn up, and for the record shops, the radio stations we have, for the infrastructure, this was when Jetstar was around and the whole thing. I thought that was a very poor turnout for the amount of people that turn up to the dancehall venues, to showcases. I thought, this is poor.
Yep.
But the 200 people did make a shout on the noise, and we made our cause worthy of that day. But the same I can hear with Paul. What the problem I saw is what do we do next? Because what I see with our people is that they know we become a bit too predictable in what we do, and they know that. Oh, yeah, they're angry. They're gonna make a noise. They're gonna cuss B and C.
But I just like to say, and on Edison's side, on this side, it's not what we do next, it's what we do in the first place. And what we're doing in the first place, we're not screaming when we want to scream, we're not jumping when we want to jump, we're not shouting when we want to shout. We're waiting till the next man tell us it's alright to cry. We're waiting till the next man tell us it's alright to be black. We're waiting for the next man to tell us, yes, we can wear African outfits. We're waiting for the next man to tell us now we can have an Oscar. We need to start releasing our anger and our potential and our power, and stop going by what somebody else is programming us to do.
You're absolutely right. And talking about wearing clothes, isn't it very interesting Stella McCartney can come out with a clothing range, right, of African attire and put a higher price on it than what we, the original people that wear the clothing, can. It shows you something there.
But she's not aiming for us.
Aha!
And you see, the thing is, when a thing is weakened, it can be taken over.
Yeah.
And they literally will get to that point where, because again, we're not standing up, or like you said, we're predictable, when we're going to be angry and annoyed. And these guys provoke us to that point, knowing that when our violent tendencies amongst ourselves and not against anyone else. There's a simple saying that the truth doesn't need force to be told. The truth is the truth. And if you have to use force in the wrong place against the wrong people, there's no point shouting at me or shouting at anyone like that. Shout at the people that are actually creating that situation. People that are actually against us, not me who wants to join with someone. That's Stella McCartney. They did it with all the different types of music. They water it down to the point that anyone could do it, and then they can claim it as their own, because now I'm hearing people saying Europeans came out of Africa. And I'm a bit confused, because nothing historically has given us that dynamic. But anyhow, go ahead, let you carry on.
But you see, my man, what they're saying is when them pass them example, you know.
Go on.
You understand? The things them that they're saying, if they don't say it, they don't pass the exam, blood.
Yeah, I know. You have to lie.
You understand?
You have to lie to get the truth.
This is what I'm trying to make you understand, you know? Because every test that we take in life is to please somebody else.
Exactly.
So when are we going to pass our test?
We got to create our own test.
You understand what I'm saying? The situation that we're in right now, and a lot of us, we're afraid to accept it. But a lot of us, as I said, we give up our purpose for a position. You know? When we leave home, we know the purpose. When we go out there now, we are come back in and we are come challenge the family with the position we have. You're going to challenge your mother with the position we have, and we challenge the community with the position where we have, till you lost the purpose.
Exactly.
You know, I've seen it out there. So when we sit here and we are saying, the man now do that, the man now do that, the reason why, the man come up with a thing called equal ops. It's because it wasn't going right for us. Yeah? So when one of us get a position, it was to make it go right for us, ain't it?
Yeah.
But when he go in there, he make it go worse for us. And we don't complain about it. We sit down and we allow it. And if it's a white man in that position, we have a demonstration.
Yeah.
These are the things. When white people murder our children, we march on the street. But when one of our own do it, we sit down and we say, do you understand? We should have come out the same way.
Same way.
And the reason why we don't make these strive, because the movers and shakers amongst us, they're not for us.
Look, you know what, the big thing, the big thing, I remember someone saying it a long time ago. They said, whenever there's a big organization, it says you're better off creating small organizations that are doing big things than to have a big organization that is doing nothing. Because the first thing you have a man there at the top who literally all they do is funding. You can bring that.
Yeah.
You know, give him a little bit of funding, and all of a sudden, his funding is reliant on him following certain rules. So you don't have to corrupt the whole organization. You corrupt the man at the top by then dictating how much he's gonna get for the funding. That's why I say whenever I hear that personally, because I know we could all put a little money together, buy a small thing, which buys a bigger thing, until we eventually get what we want. It might not be fast, but we'll own all of it. Then to have it where someone gives it all to you, then all of a sudden it's like a man who gets a loan. It doesn't spend it wisely.
Yesterday we have Dwayne Brooks in the house. He's running for me and Lewisham. You understand, you know? Some people say it's a wild, you understand? But what I'm saying, nothing tried, nothing done. You understand, you know? And if he's running as an independent, and all the others are party failure, so why can't you make that change? Because this is what I'm saying, that we sing it, but we don't mean it. We sing about, a change gonna come. And when it come with it, you understand what I'm saying? I realize that. Them man go sing it, blood.
Yeah.
You know, I hear people sing, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, none but ourselves. You understand? Can heal our kind. But when they realize that we still are waiting on somebody else.
The worst thing is, forgive me, and anyone who's religious is none can help us but our own kind. The Bible ain't our own kind.
You know, see it, you know?
It's a case where that book wasn't written where slaves come out of West Africa.
But you see the whole thing about it, my brother, right? The black community is running on a thing called walk by faith and not by sight.
Okay.
Dangerous.
Oh, the truth. You don't need a fight, you need a faith.
You understand? You understand? So in a way, you see the whole thing. You see the whole thing in my brethren. You understand? Because if we don't know that we are spiritual people, and if you don't resurrect that spiritual grasp of life, you're feeling everything, blood. Like I just take this call here. Rise up, family.
Greetings.
My beautiful sister Angie, sister Circle. Come circle us,
Angie.
ready. Come circle us.
This a female energy there now.
I have to say, I want to rise up First Galaxy as always for allowing us the space, the time, and also do my brother, Dr. Abu.
Yes, Vudum.
But I also, you've got Edison, my brother Edison in the studio.
Yes.
You've got DJ Supreme. And you've got the word man.
You got there in the end. Thank you, sis. Thank you, Queen. Jammers, yeah. Thank you.
I just had to ring in to just rise you all up. And also, I want to also, Brother Edison.
Yes, Angie, how you doing? You're right.
I am. I'm very well.
Excellent.
For me, it's about seizing the moment here now, right now, this present moment. So I just wanted to call in to honor all of you.
Thank you.
To say, give thanks that I'm able to hear you all over the airwaves.
Yeah.
And when I'm going to say, Brother Edison has had a great impact. He supported me on my journey and where I'm at now. I attended, I think I was one of his...
Sister Angie, just hold on a minute. Barefoot man, turn on your sound. Go on now, Sister Angie.
No, she was one of the originals, Angie. Oh my God, that's a powerful sister, man.
Sorry?
Serious. I said you're one of the originals.
Yeah, yes.
She's one of the originals. My God.
To say
the
that.
power inside of her. My God. Go on.
Had a great impact with the teachings in terms of the spiritual plane, and my whole life changed after I went on the Know Thyself course, and he's had a great impact on my journey, and I practice it daily. And I've just heard a bit, everything is in us. We don't need to go outside and look for anything outside. We've just got to ignite that's what we've already got. So a lot of people may see me and think, oh, how does she do it? I do it because I'm operating from a spiritual plane, not a physical. And, I'm not attached to anything. So, I just want to rise you up, as I always do, and just to say that I'm looking forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you all, my brothers.
All the time, my sister. Have a wonderful day. Beautiful vibration, Sister Angie, and I think Barefoot Man, you still did it?
Yes, I will.
Mind the macadam, mind the macadam,
yeah? I was going to say what Brother Paul saying about marching and things like it does work. But you know something, when you march and thing, and the mass media don't report it, it doesn't have an impact. I'll give you an example about this Jewish demo outside park. It was only a handful of them, and it was all over the media. You understand what I say?
I feel the media.
Yeah.
I feel the media. We have the same thing. We have some phone now. A picture you can send it so many places. You understand? We can use it wisely, but sometimes we just use it to skin out.
Can I jump in here, Boo?
Yeah.
Is it Barefoot Man?
Barefoot Man.
What?
Yep.
I like that name, But I find it a bit ironic, personally, that we have an issue, but we want it endorsed by them on BBC. When we should look at the power of the social media and the YouTube. This is why they're buying into the YouTube and the Facebook for the information. We can't expect them to highlight our cause. I find it very ironic, right, that we want to look to BBC for any endorsement, or ITV, or the television. To me, if we look at what's currently going on now, our youngsters go to the internet for information. Somebody mentioned something earlier, I didn't catch it. He said something with gun and knife crime, and a word was mentioned. I can guarantee you, he never went to BBC to find out what that word was. He went to the internet and Googled it and find it, and he learned off that. Now we have to realise that the internet, YouTube, and even though that people might think, that is our platform, and it's very powerful. But we're looking for BBC. Come on, when anything goes on BBC now, it's watered down, it's edited, this bit is cut out. They put the romantic bits in, or not even the romantic, highlighting us in a bad light to say, look at this. We could have Notting Hill Carnival and be successful. What do you think their newsreel's going to be about? How many arrest? How many get drunk? But when they do their big festivals, they don't. You understand? So, waiting for the BBC to endorse our cause, I wouldn't think that is.
Something that makes me laugh. Imagine what would be happen if we banned the media from our event.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they clamber to be there? The mere fact that you refuse them, say, look, we don't want you to be there, they would make sure they intern in masses. You don't realize their thing is control. They want to starve you. The more you ask, the less they'll give. The less you ask, the more they want to give. That's why I keep saying, if we set up our own situations and our own organizations and claimed our own money and did our own thing, they would be throwing money at us because they want to get themselves in and get to control what we're doing.
Yeah. Can I interject?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. If we don't go to the mass media, they will stand up and say they're proud and ignorant. They are proud and ignorant because they don't know our cause. They don't know that we've been paying them reparation to the enslaver right up until the 2015. None of them know that. You understand what me I said? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Them don't know that.
Yeah. So they're proud and ignorant if we do not inform them through the mass media. Not all of them gonna go to social media. You understand what me I say?
No, what I'm saying that is not what others say about us, you know. It's what we say about ourselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying that
if we don't educate them.
No, but what I'm trying to make you understand.
The ordinary general public of the UK do not know this.
Yes, but oh, sorry.
What I'm trying to make you understand, blood, right? You know, we invite people to come here certain times, and they will make all kind of excuses that they were trying, and they couldn't do this, and then because they have no respect for their own. And when them get to go to those other places like the BBC and them, they even go do get a year done. It's a slavery thing, blood. You understand? You know, it's a slavery thing because at the end of the day, we have a platform to deliver to our people, whether it's not the church, or it's not the mosque, or it's not the dance hall. I remember there's time when we used to go dance, the man used to take up the record of the turntable and tell you where I go down. Boy, you know, to Benji get arrested and man, you understand? Yeah. Today is a different thing.
That was our social commentary.
Abu, listen to this now. Look at this what you call it, the program, was it? The music talent show them. What they call it?
X Factor.
X Factor.
X Factor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You hear the reggae music, funny? They're not playing our reggae music and all them things there. It's the most popular music back in the 70s and 80s. But them wipe it out now.
Because for them thing.
This guy, this I call him Simon Coward.
So what do you think? Well, Andy, what a barefoot man. Yeah. What you think? You know what said we run that same thing there in a place called Granaries in the 90s. That was our production, our production. You understand? So they come in, sit down and copy it and I run it today. You know what I'm saying? That we are the collaborator in our own destruction. We. You know, remember there's an African saying, you know. That when the ox enter the forest, the tree said the angle is one of us. You know, we got to know that.
Can I
angle the wood to cut down the tree? Yeah, me know that, man.
I just wanted to say to the caller, is it Barefoot Man?
Yes.
If you look on reggae music, and Abu touched on it, right? Reggae music is about social street, what's going on. I'm going to use the word ghetto, what's going on in the community. Man, go on in the studio, and what is that? He could say the roads need thing, the man voice it. Anything that is happening is like a news kind of type of music. They're not gonna put their money behind anything that's gonna revolution us. That's my personal opinion. That is why reggae is powerful in its own right. Right? Look at the legacy of Bob Marley. The words and the lyrics. If we look on, you know, one record that always come to my mind with reggae, and I do believe he got shut down in Jamaica because of what he said, was Anthony B's Fire Upon Rome. Throw away the scissors and the comb. Black people want to go home. Yeah, that is when you hear lyrics like that, they say, whoa, it's all right in Jamaica, but we can't let that go on the BBC and in England. I stand corrected, but I believe that the government banned his record because there's certain records that are going out there that are powerful as a messenger, you know, as the message and the message, you know. So that's what we have to look at reggae music. We can't, if it's on the X Factor, we know even a reggae artist is gonna go down there and it's gonna be watered down.
Before the man do anything to us, he have consultation with people who look like us.
Exactly. Yeah.
So sometimes when we hear people talk certain things, we don't realize that we are shooting with foot.
Yeah.
You know, see it. You know, we have to ask the question: what is those black people in those institutions doing on behalf of their people?
Yeah.
You understand? Because every time we come and we have to demand, but the man have consultation with them.
Yeah.
These people don't care.
Yeah.
You know, so these people, right? They don't care if the youth them die on the street because they will be in a position.
Yeah.
They don't care if we murder one another because they will be in a position. And until we start to address this thing that some people will look like us is feeding off the misery of us. You understand?
And we care for the position only.
For real blood.
Positions based on putting someone like us down. That's the only reason they're in that job. Go on.
Is Barefoot Man still there?
Barefoot Man is still there.
Yeah, man, yeah, but what I'm saying, you're not even hearing the wartime version down of reggae music, man. I'm a reggae lover, you know.
Yeah.
And you're not even hearing that. They're not even giving them a chance to come on, even if it's lovers rock or whatever.
Well,
you're not hearing it anymore.
Well, let us put our money our mouth and support ourselves, invest in ourselves. That's the only way we can come on, blood.
Can Barefoot Man? Boy, you know, I can't remember the year, right? Mark Lamar, Channel 4, Shabba came on it. Shabba's career after going on Channel 4 was boom, gone down the drain. They to me hunted and was after Buju Banton, but they got Shabba instead.
Look, I can go back much further than that.
Yes, my friend.
I can go back when Gregory Isaac first come on the program and he had to cover up his Rasta hair to rock it and come on Eamon Andrews show to rock it. You know how many years ago that was? Rock it, boy. I tell you. But anyway, respect. But one thing I asked about Winnie Mandela.
Yeah.
Now all the media, everything coming out how great she was and how she fought for apartheid and all them things that is now they're coming out with it, the BBC and ITV and Sky and CNN. You watch it now. Them all coming out with it now. You understand? Only when she's dead and gone to the ancestor, them are bigger up. They you understand?
Diary.
Yes.
Well, give thanks.
Give thanks. Yes, yeah,
voodoo all the time. Yes. Supreme. Yes, something.
I just was touching on the issue with Shabba and the issue with Buju Banton, who when he made his track when he was 18 years old, Boom Bum Bye.
Yeah.
Now it's very interesting how they have that no selector hardly plays that record no more.
Not allowed.
You know, would you say it's not allowed, or people are frightened to play it?
But this is what I'm saying. The man's afraid for his own position.
Yeah.
So be that he knows that if he plays that, look how they came after Shabba Ranks for saying something against gay people, and that ended his career.
Yeah.
He was on the rise, and he said something like that. That was it. His thing was dead.
Well, what I saw in that show is that he was led down a path by Lamar.
Exactly. Asked him the right
to talk about it. He never came there. He came there to promote his music. But of course, he took him down a dark way, a dark street, and he ended up in the alleyway, and they got what they wanted out there.
This is why you can't be reactionary. If you're dealing with people and situations, you've got to play the situation so that you can get what you want at the end of the day. You can't behave in a way and just to say, I want to be who I want to be. Don't get me wrong. You can do that amongst your own, but when you're in another environment, it's a game of chess.
Yeah.
And you've got to play your way out of that.
I just like to add, Dr. Abu said that we're at war, but that's the problem is we're not acting like we're at war.
We're not soldiers.
We're not acting like we're at war.
Thinking like, what's the name? Where they go, what's you shouting at the man who's looking at you saying, I'll have you tomorrow. You don't have
I always quote Winston Churchill. He said, in a time of war, truth is so precious, we have to bodyguard it with a barrage of lies.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm saying that I hear people waffling, and I said, where did you decipher this information from? Because people can feed you with a lot of things. So we have to be careful where we are saying. You understand? And make sure that you understand, because some young people they listen to certain things and they think that when them are here You understand? It's fact, but it's not fact. You know, see, you know? We have to start to run on a thing called no say, not hearsay.
Yeah, you know, that's very... Abu, you know...
It's true.
There's this thing, I think they call it cognitive bias, right?
Yeah.
And whoever's... Of course, the media puts out what they think is the truth to control us. I call it weapons of mass distraction. They distract us. And where I saw this, talking about weapons of mass distraction, did they find those weapons?
No, because they were never there.
What was the news? What was the media kept saying about? Was it Saddam Hussein? They were putting out, he's got these weapons, he's got these weapons, and we all fell into it. When they looked, they didn't find this. Remember the MP? There was some MP who backed it, and he went and committed suicide. Remember?
Or the one who was walking along the path by himself and
I'm not too
decided
sure.
in the middle of the field. And no one was there, no one was watching. And
I think we have a call here. Rise up, caller.
Oh, hello. It's me, Chief Akagun. A really good subject. I'm listening to the two brothers that are chatting. I don't want to. I'm an outsider, so I don't want to involve in black shoes. But what the last man said, the brother, I don't know his name, but he's putting on a very good point here. The media is the biggest mass destruction because they try to commit my head as well. They said things like prison is so easy, right? I'm a Turkish brother listening to this show. And they said prison is easy, right? So you have your own PlayStations in there, you know, you don't get hurt. And you know what they tried to say about Ramo when he did that thing? They said that they're going to put him in a Kushti asylum. You know, in the Broadmoor, do you know allegedly what goes on there? Do you know how much needles allegedly they go? They even showed you the documentary. Do you know how much needles they will put through there for serial killers? You know, and then they say alleged, this is alleged, they say he's dead, you know, because they're not going to let him off easy. Is everyone here crazy? What they're talking about in these mainstream stations, it is so bad. Am I right or not?
Yeah, 100%. The way I say it's true, Berchak, and this is what, you know, I am not fear of death, blood, because the journey that I have to go on. You understand? So, what we have to do, Berchak, as a people, we have to try to lighten one another's heart. We must not leave one another with a heavy heart.
That's right.
You understand, you know? And this is what because this is what the system done. The system leave the people with a heavy heart. And pay some of us to maintain it.
Good food. They say they got good food in prison. Look at this. Look at the lies. Good food in prison. You get your own food. You know, you get your own burgers. Oh, so great. Do you think it is like that in prison? I mean, I haven't been, but I've heard.
Well, we're in prison, you know, although you haven't seen any bars. So what you think? You think about them give you good food? Or just so them give you a personal savior, and you're still in trouble, blood. You understand? So we can't run the things that people give to us. You understand?
Well, you know what? When I heard about the news of Iraq, I thought, Saddam. I thought at that time, I said Saddam is a very dangerous man. I didn't know, he's gonna throw this gas, and we're all gonna die. England's gonna. You know what happened? However, you know what? Saddam was America's right-hand man, and then they used him, used him, and then he went. Then they tried to do the same about Colonel Gaddafi. Gaddafi had his own money. He had his own thing. He wanted to let an African Union. The forces did not let that happen. You know, and this is what they're trying to do. Everybody who's not a puppet, they are trying to take out. That's why Metallica had a song called Master of Puppets. And it says, Master of Puppets pulling your strings, and they're your master. Why do you think they did that song? Metallica did that song because it needs something. You pull the strings, the master, brave your master. This is why the media is so bad, and I was successful.
Well, Berchak, I hear you, Berchak. They call them is bagging in, and I don't want to back them up, yeah? But what you say, yeah? So give thanks, yeah?
Thank you. Have a good day.
I did. Rise up to Berchak. You know, she have another call. Rise up, caller.
Yes, it's me again, Dr. Abu. It's me again, brother. Listen, Supreme, you know, I must say I'm a bit behind on the internet, so I heard your little comment there. Listen, I appreciate and I must acknowledge the fact that you refer to it as passion. You know, I respect that, brother. But in the same tone, you talk about being anger. Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you as I feel. And let me make sure it's clear and there's no misunderstanding here. You know, I totally disagree with you when you talk about we can't do nothing in anger. I think I don't think that's right. I think personally, we as a people, black people in this country, we're not angry enough. In actual fact, I'll go as far as to say we're damn bloody complacent. We're walking around with our heads stuck up our rear behind. I'll tell you that as fact. And I think to a certain extent, when you look at us, if you go overseas in America, you see the same thing, stuck up the rear behind. Because how can it be that you get people, your family, shot down in the street, and you even dare to get up and go to work next day? I mean, how can that be? Right? So when you talk about, we can't do nothing in anger, I totally, absolutely disagree with you. We are absolutely complacent. We are absolutely irresponsible, right? And that is why this killing and the barbarity of our children is going to continue, because they have recognized we are the most complacent people in this country. Right? And I watch and observe Supreme. I watch and observe our people. I watch it and the shuffling of feet and the big grins and smiles as if that's a solution to anything. Right? We've become Sambos in this place, brother. Sambos. And they know it. Absolutely know it. They know every time they go and choke one of our children to death, we ain't going to do a damn bloody thing because we're not angry.
Hello?
Well, come back now.
Can I come back?
Give thanks.
All right, thanks. Look, in truth, why I said angry is not productive, it's only productive in used in violence. Anger and argument doesn't actually produce any solutions. So I totally agree with you. But you see, I have to find a way to be angry which is effective. So therefore, I know in silence and in power and the things that I teach and the things that I do, where we're coming from a stronger spiritual dynamic, which enables us to do things outside the realm of someone who's just speaking, is what I'm trying to get across. My aim isn't really just to be pacify or what have you. I'll be angry, but I'll try and do something to that individual as opposed to just be annoyed and saying stuff and speaking, because we've got a load of shouters and stompers. You see, the thing is, the origin of where a person's coming from is what you first have to hear. And anger, look, the thing about anger as well, as soon as you become angry, you're no longer in control all the time of everything you say and everything you do. And there's an almost like a thought comes over you that wants to win as opposed to listen.
You know what we've got to stop doing, right?
Go on.
Honestly, and this is a big problem I see in our community. We have to stop analysing everybody else by the way we perceive things. No, everybody comes to the table with something different. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that, right? If you look at, for instance, this Virgin boss, I forget his name now, right?
Branson, isn't it?
Richard Branson.
Yeah.
The power he had is in delegation. What he recognises is people's different talents and skills. And we've got to start understanding, instead of thinking that because you're into spirituality and because you're into what you're into, you think everybody else should be into it, or everybody else...
No, not at all, brother, not at all.
No, I'm just suggesting this.
Okay.
I'm not saying you per se. I'm just saying this is the pattern what goes on. Because I perceive it in a certain way. I'm not asking everybody to be passionate or, as you describe it, angry like me. I don't ask that, right? But what I ask is for people to allow me to be me. And that's what I'm going to demand, and that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be me. I'm not going to be you in whatever you're into. I'm not going to be that. I'm going to be me the way I was made and born.
100%, brother. No one should ever take that away from you. If that is productive for you, I always say, if it works for you and gets you the results you want, then please continue. Because that's what we need. People that are going to do that. If it gets the results.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Sorry?
It does.
Yeah, if it does, then brother, then you go ahead and do it. You see, there has to be different kind of soldiers for different kind of wars. Yeah?
Because this type of arrogance we have, right? This type of arrogance we're portraying on each other, passive arrogance, it's not conducive to nothing. Because you can't tell me to be a spiritual person. You can't tell me to be a religious person. I'm going to be me, who I'm made to be. And that's what I've been from I've been born to now. And from my life structure, I've had people like you and others trying to tell me how I should conduct myself. No. I'm going to conduct myself how I feel I should conduct myself. And that is a big problem in our community, my brother, because we're always trying to impose on each other. And I think this is a result of the Myafa. I think this is a result of what experience we've been through, where the slave master had us looking over one each other and stopping us from progressing. If he saw one of the slaves jump up, the next idiot would have on him and say, no, you have to be like me. Drag him into the church and Christianize him or whatever. And that is where it's coming from. No, we have to be who we are made to be by the divine, right? And you can't dictate that to me, or Supreme can't, or nobody can. I'm me.
I hear you.
Recognizing that.
I hear you, Brother Paul. Give thanks. We have another caller. I think we have Sister Anna on the line. Rise up, Sister Anna. You there?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, my name's Emma. I'm the organiser of the event coming forward on Saturday. So
rise up, Anna, rise up. I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
You're live and direct, Anne.
Okay, the programme, it's wonderful actually, and it's great to hear the passion that's coming from everyone. And I wanted to address what you said about having a lady or sister.
There you go.
Anna, I'm just.
See, Emma, it's Emma.
Emma. Yeah, I'm just passing on what the listener. You understand? So just bear with me. Don't shoot the messenger. You hear me?
No.
Okay, my sister.
Because I'm about taking on board information. So I'm going to throw it out there. If there's any brilliant women out there, just contact me. I'll see what you've got to offer, and we might have a woman on stage on Saturday. So, anyone out there that can perform a great poem on stage or whatever, just give me a call and we'll see what can happen. But I wanted listening, it was really interesting listening to what you were saying about demonstrations and that, and I just wanted to say demonstrations don't achieve anything. It might make the individual feel like they're doing something, but the only way we can attack what's happening to us is it's got to be economic, because the white man does not understand anything but economics. And unless we withdraw our money from their systems, and it has to be, we all have to do it. It can't be one or two. It has to be on a major scale. They will not listen to us.
True.
So it's all right, people phoning and being really angry, because anger doesn't achieve anything. You can't win by being angry. You actually have to sit back, be calm and think constructively, and then you can achieve what you want to achieve, So just wanted to say it's a brilliant show. I've been riveted. I've to go out and deliver tickets. I didn't want to go. So keep on doing the good work. I just wanted to phone in and
rise up, my sister. Good hearing from you. Good hearing from you. Rise up all the time.
Okay, thank you. And keep up the great work.
All the time. Edison.
Thank you. You see? I knew there was I didn't have to say it. I didn't have to say it.
That's why, it's good. It's good for us to sit down and talk.
Yeah.
You understand, because as I said, I always say this. I said, it's not unity we look for, It's peace.
Yes.
If you don't find peace, all the other rest of things, it doesn't make no sense, blood. You understand? And this is what, because I don't meet jammers and said, well, go and jammers, unity. No, I greet in peace first.
Yes.
And this is what I'm saying, they shut out, they lick out every piece out of us and left us in pieces. So if we don't bring back that peace in ourselves, how can we sit down to even unite?
The funny thing, when we meet, we say hello, But what the Muslims say, Assalamu alaikum, peace unto you. So that's how they start off a sentence, peace unto you, wa alaikum salam, peace back to you.
We have a call here, we take this call here. Rise up.
Rise up, Dr. Abu.
Give thanks, family, give thanks.
And Mr. Edison.
Yes, he's here.
Yeah, man.
Supreme Jammers.
Yes, Brother Supreme, yeah, man. I think Brother Paul is have a good point, you know. What we're trying to do is this. We have anger, but we're taking it up. Taking it out for your wife, or 2 man take it out in a gun crime and postcode war.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with anger, but how do you go to the gym and beat a bag or do what Anthony Joshua do and get in a boxing or something, so release that energy? It can be released, if you want to do them things, but it can be released in constructive way. Nothing wrong with being angry, but you have to control your anger and use it for positive. Marcus Garvey was angry, you know. When you listen to him last speech, him talking about how you bunch of cowards, you bunch of imbeciles. Angry with us. So
it was not angry with us. It was angry with the leadership. Go and study Marcus Garvey again. He said, you're a bunch of imbeciles because you're saying that you have all of these degrees and you're still bowing down, begging the man for him to go along. Right. So he was talking to that. You know, all of them.
Yeah, man,
all of them was attacking the leadership. If you go back and listen to Malcolm X, when he called them Jesse James and Frank James, the black leadership sell out the people. And we must stop free to say it.
Yeah, but stay upon the anger. But you know, we have a channel this passion. I think it's passion. We mistake this thing, passion and anger. And as long as we are channeling it in the right way, we do the right things, you know.
I am not aggressive. I'm pressure sensitive.
I beg my pardon, you know.
I'm pressure sensitive, and I don't get upward set.
No, you know what? The funny thing for anger is not that I tell a man not to be angry, but the problem is, and I've seen it so many times, is that it's never directed at the person that is causing the fight. It's directed at the people that are in the fight with you. And that's not really going to be the productive way of getting to a situation. So I've seen it where someone's there attacking. What's the point? Go to the people that are causing the fight. But the thing is, no one goes to them. You're not going to go to the police. You're not going to go to the Prime Minister. You're not going to go to all those people that are creating the policies and actions against you. You're going to go amongst your own, and everyone's going to be debating with each other. So I don't mind everyone be angry. Look, the fact is, quiet anger is the most dangerous anger. It's not the one that makes the noise that I'm always worried about. It's the one that is silently plotting. That's the one I'm always scared about, because they will carry out their convictions before the one that's made the noise has even realized what's taking place.
You hear that?
Yeah, man. Yes, brother. But you know, just stay calm and organize the task, you know.
You say the world problem, Carla, you say the world problem. We don't have the resource and the space to even deal with a lot of these, you know. You understand, you know? And that's where we are today. You know, we need more investment that we can deal with some of the issues them that is confronting us. Because although someone is angry still, them have a valid point, but that point need to dissect.
That's right.
To break it down.
Yeah, you need to dissect it.
Another problem could we make anger is really frustration. You know, where the situation is not how, because we run off limited resources, we're frustrated with the circumstances, and it's creating a level of energy that can be destructive of yourself. Because it's all right, it's no good winning the war but losing the battle. Most battles are won on strategy, you know, which is control and.
There's a word saying, you know, it's not what you experience.
Yeah,
it's how you come out of it, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, if you're gonna fight, then fight. Okay. Don't be angry. Fight.
Some people come out beat up them wives. Some people come out in open different situations. Some people come out okay. That's why I have to support the Galaxy. Just make the Galaxy bigger, because the Galaxy is here supporting all of our nights. So I could just contribute something and make the Galaxy bigger, you know. That's all I can say.
Yeah, man. Rise up, my brethren. Rise up.
We not have to reinvent the wheel, you know.
Rise up all the time. And I want to rise up all the people in the Gambia listening at the moment. Those people up there in Bakate, near the dump. Because, you know, we're talking about that dump site in the Gambia that we want to clean up. We want to clean up the environment, because we can't say we have built anything unless the environment is clean. So all of you who are talking about going to Africa to development, make sure that the environment is on your agenda also. You understand? Because some of you is going back there with the same attitude like Wazungo. You understand? Want a gated community and put a little African on the gate. I'm not into that. You know? I'm not into none like a Jamaica town in Africa, no Barbados town. We must go inside and integrate back with our people and cut out these little tribal thing where we are trying to set up, you know. And I'm saying that, you know, to all the Pan-Africanists them over here, start to open up some Pan-Africanists in Africa. That's when people visit Africa, them have a point of reference. Because the talk when I'm over here, Depan, it doesn't fit. You understand? You know, it's not be a damn talk. It's full time to start to do certain things now. You understand? Because the young people them coming up. And them here, you said you can say all what you want to say to us, the adult. But the young people need action. You know, they need to see something structured out there. You know? And the beauty about it, when we were young, things were structured. You know? That's why we are here today, and we are doing our best to make sure that things are there structured, that those that is coming later can have something like that, you know. So the works where Edison is on and the work that Jammers is on, you know, it's just a few. But if you put everything together and we come together, we can do mighty things. Mighty things, you know, see it, you know. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play an interlude of music and then I get back to you. So a beautiful vibration to you, and you.
We're calling on the community to come out and join us in taking action in support of Galaxy Afiwi on Monday the 23rd of April from 10 a.m. in the morning. Come with your whistles, come with your foghorns, come and support the Big G. It's at the Inner London Crown Court, Newington Causeway, Elephant and Castle from 10 a.m. in the morning on Monday the 23rd of April through to Wednesday the 25th of April 2018. Touch one, touch all. Touch all.
Galaxy, you're my shining star. Please don't go away. Please don't go away.
You're in tune to Galaxy Radio 102.5, the only de-brainwashing station. Dr. Abu.
Brother Abu.
But I love this man, you know. Dr. Abu Ratata
on Galaxy Radio.
The night before battle, him said to the people, him said, throw away the image of the oppressor. Throw it away because it's gonna whisper in your heart during the time of your liberty. You know? The only battle, the only victory we have as African people outside Africa is in Haiti. You know, see it, and we don't learn from it. You know? What I'm saying, why I say we don't learn from it, you know? You ever hear this song here, I'll fly away? You know that song? It's a reality, you know? When I used to put the Yeti and them on the fire, you know, a bird used to come out of the fire, you know? Did you know that? Yeah. That's why, you know, there's a certain power within certain things, you know. The Haiti revolution, you know, never won by just musket and gun, you know. No. It won by even the creatures, the snake, strangle them there, you know. So just imagine.
Nature.
Just imagine. We setting up organization and forgot our African spirituality. Why you think even the Garvey movement go down in decline? Why you think the Nation of Islam going down in a certain way? Why you think all of them? Because all of them ignore the African spirituality and take on other things. And the truth, me I tell you, blood, that's why we are in the quagmire that we are in today. And we can never get any victory out of none of them until we incorporate or resurrect our African spirituality. So what the brother says is so right.
What did Marcus Garvey say about a tree with no roots?
Yeah.
So, but then if you have no ancestral roots, what are you standing on? You got nothing. Your mind is coming from nowhere. You got no power coming from inside you, and all you're operating on is someone else's opinion of you.
For real.
And someone who's stolen your story, stolen your reality, stolen all the great marvels that you've done now belong to him. So the one who's, what do you say, the owner is now begging the thief back for his things. So how is the thief going to give anything back to the owner? Isn't that a reversal of things? That would never happen.
Well, that's why I said the 80 revolution. And right now 80 paying the price.
That's right.
You know? And I don't hear none cry out. You know, these are the big cry out where I never hear Oprah once swap him out and say, well, go on, him to the Haitian people him against the American. And everybody a big up Oprah. Oh, great Oprah is. Oprah is an African woman. And she should have used that energy from her home to help heal the place and stop being a damn TV presenter. You can't make a position take you away from your purpose. No. You understand? And this is where we are today because we're looking at these rich people. They're not wealthy, you know. Oprah is not a wealthy woman, you know. She's a rich woman. It take a wealthy man to sign her check. So go and see who signed her check. Before we start, I want our children to be like Oprah. We want them to be like that. People who is void of their own African spirituality.
That's right.
You know, see, you don't hear them and say, oh, be like your granny now. No, because your granny never put up on TV. She not qualify. No. And the quality of our granny and grandfather is so unique that if we resurrect those things, we'd be better off today.
No one wants to listen to the poor elders. You know? They only want to listen to the rich one that is working for somebody else.
No, it's true, blood. It's true. And I always say it, and I will forever say it. You know, the greatest people them that I ever know is my mother and father and those who come to this country. Yeah. You know, I may read about some great people, but we are talking, I must act on what we know. For our people who have so little and do so much.
Exactly.
You know, see, look what we can do. You know, see, because we are from those people, you know. You understand? But you see, today, because of the Stockholm syndrome. No, I truth me and tell you.
No, it's true. They educated it out of them. You know, they didn't have to do anything. They educated it out of them. So they watered the child's mind down to the child now doesn't know who they are, is not respectful of where they come from, and doesn't want to have anything to do with his original power source.
No, you know what brings me to that is when I read Carter G. Woodson.
Okay.
Miseducation. I said that, and I'm saying that how comes every organization, every black organization should have one of this book here. Every black home should have one of this, because what it prepare you for your children going out there in the world. Because a lot of us, our children leave home to university, but we don't brief them. I'm telling you, I am. Michelle go to university and come back as Michael.
Yes, comes back better. Better, less prepared for life. Cool to the West, she's better than them educated or uneducated primitive. Yeah? Prime motive. The original people that were working with the original energies, and they worked in harmony with their environment. Those people that could talk to the trees, speak to the animals, literally knew how to grow this, would sing to the actual trees. When they're singing, everyone say, why are they singing? Because they know that the plants are growing faster and stronger because they're singing, and they're singing in harmony with them. All those old sciences left. Now all a man has to hope for is a little bag of money.
Now you see it? And this is what we don't realize, that the more we get what the word mean, the more we get certified.
Literally, isn't it the same thing?
Yeah, the more we get certified by them, it's the more crazy you become.
Of course.
You understand? Because you have been certified by a psychopath.
Exactly.
The only thing that psychopath is authorized.
Yeah. Well, he authorized himself,
you know. I tell you.
That's it. First man to have a degree was given to him by someone who didn't have one.
You know, check it out. Check it out, brother. Check it out, right? The people who said that they want to be world police, we have seen what they have done to the world.
Exactly.
You know, see it, you know, and nobody said on the people that we know is the ugliest on the planet want to even set the standard of beauty.
Exactly.
And then we follow.
Exactly.
You know, see, so we end up like the king with no clothes.
That doesn't recognize that he's the one that has everything, and everyone's trying to be him. And even put on clothes to look like him.
Look like him, ain't it? You know, we get another call, rise up caller.
Yes, beautiful, Mauda.
Rise up, Brother Kwame.
That thing is about our elders is so true. And many of our young people, some of our misguided young people to boot, are not aware of the great sacrifices, and I underscore the term great sacrifices that our elders made.
Yeah, man.
Some of them, some of our elders, when they first came here, they were in their teens.
Yeah, man.
Barely after their teens. Barely after their 20s. Had to come to a foreign land. Yeah? A foreign land that invited them to come and help rebuild this country after the so-called Second World War, in which we had that war was nothing to do with us in a certain way. So our elders, our young mothers and fathers, left the Caribbean, left Jamaica in particular, came over here. I think it was about 3 months overseas. 3 months. Think about that now. You are a young person, late teens, early 20s. You've heard of this country called England, but you've never been there before. But you're in a ship. That time you couldn't go by air. You have to go by ship. 3 months in a ship. How many of us could stand in a ship for 3 months? 3 months, beloved. And then when they came, rather than have gratitude and servitude, or gratitude rather, they were called nigger, coon, wog, go home, no blacks, no niggers, no Irish. Our elders struggled to get proper accommodation. We take it for granted now that we've got central heating in our houses. Our elders, and I've studied this history, our elders had paraffin heaters, man. They had to go town and get kerosene and put on the paraffin heater on. They didn't have bathrooms that you and I take for granted, especially our young people. You need to listen to this. You young people, right, got your shower and your bathroom, right? You know what I mean? Our parents had to go outside to get a bath. And it was cold as well. It was bitterly cold. Right? And they had to suffer enormous indignities at work, which is even worse than what we have today. They worked sometimes 15 hours a day to help this country get on its feet and to get a little money to send for their kith and king back home in the Caribbean.
Yeah, man, them a run 2 women, one at the Caribbean and 1 year.
Yes.
Mighty people them.
And more so our women.
Mighty people them.
You know, they were doing 5 things. They were working. They were sending money back home. They were getting people back home. And they were even raising children here, man.
Because, Brother Kwame, it was in their genes enough to migrate, you know. You know, we are people who migrate, you know. We just get caught up in that thing called immigration from migration. You understand? Immigration is totally, you know, and our people is very adventurous because they never know where they were coming.
But they didn't come as the myth has on a banana boat. They did not choose to come here. They were told to come here because you needed our labor after your white cousins, your white German cousins, blew this country to smithereens or tried to bring this country to smithereens. So you needed our help. So they called our elders to come to circle Mother England or Mother Britain and help us rebuild this country.
And then bring some of us here, even go back to Africa and humiliate him, the West African, to then call it the West Indian Regiment. It's one of the most brainwashed group. Him come out of where them use them. And some of them proud.
I don't talk about that, but that's a point that you make.
You understand?
I'm just wanting our young people to understand the huge sacrifices that our elders make for even you to walk down the street without any harassment. You understand? And we were better off when our elders came here, contemporary history in the 40s, 50s, and 60s than we are now. They had a community. They had a sense of community because they knew they had a common enemy. So they put their resources together. They did partner. They bought properties. Right? They organized themselves in a way that they were able to sustain themselves. You know, I remember speaking to Colin Mitchell, one of the oldest African, Caribbean, Jamaican business owners in Nottingham. Right? He established a first shop in the UK, I think it was about in the early 50s. Right? And we had that support. We had that support from a community. right, to enable Colin Mitchell to open 2 or 3 other shops in Nottingham.
Them
we knew of a common enemy.
Them day we never have nobody in the police force, we never have nobody in the council. So you see how we get with things done. So that means that something is wrong. Something is wrong. Because what I'm trying to make you understand, blood, right? And some of us are fail to deal with the fact. It's not like that we never sit down and work out our business plan of what we want to do. But some of the people who sit on that board with us, is them today working for the local authority, and then take all of that information and the local authority checkmate the community with it. A lot of them will sit down in a certain group. They are now working for the local authority and them sell out the community, blood.
Yeah, man, we know that because even in Nottingham, right, after the uprisings in the early 80s, right, some black people that I know of, that I know personally, right? They were given.
Yeah.
Hear my language. They were given jobs, right? And they use this position, right, to checkmate the community from rising and to getting their just demands. So what they did, they put them in the housing, social services, this place, that place, to appease certain sections of the community, to think that you've got now you people that you want in positions, right? Shut up and get on with it.
And when they think they were coming to assess you, they was only coming to assess you.
Assess you. So they were assessing the situation.
For real.
Saying they were assessing the situation there, right? We could have taken this country by the, in the 80s, man. But they were assessing the situation and said, they could. It was something that they could not win. They knew they could not win that uprising. So what they did, they assessed the situation and then they bought off. Supreme
want to say something.
You know something? Before Dr. Abu came on and done your show, there was a sister having a show.
Yes.
Empress Oracle.
Culture.
She mentioned something about the equal opportunities or Equal Rights Act 1987. You know when that came out? After the Broadwater Farm riots, right? And the reason why that came out is that they realised a lot of unemployment, and they used similar. It's a tactic that most of the, you could say, the kind of leaders at the time got token jobs in the council. They got controlled by this equal opportunities. Equal opportunities. There was a time after Broadwater Farm riots, you could walk into a job as a black person because they realised, hold on, these people are, I'm going to use the word feral, right? How do we control them? Give them a job. Once they have a job, they start paying bills. But I looked at this thing, this is how I got my job. And at the time, I was vexed and angry. So you realise, when I seem to see there's systematically, anytime there's an uprising, they seem to bring out diversity, or they bring out something as a way of controlling us.
You look at the situation in Brixton, Tuxted, Broadwater Farm. Who benefit from that? Church and politician. Black church and black politician. Nobody else benefit from
it.
And
even in Nottingham, right, after the uprisings of 2011, when we burned down the police station, in Nottingham, right? They appeased some of us by giving the black councils, right? They give them a grant to shut us up. They give us a grant to shut us up because the youth were angry in Nottingham at that time, right? And the youth burnt down one of the main police stations, Cannon Circus police station in Nottingham. They burnt it down to the ground, right? And they knew that if this wasn't put in check, right? So they did their assessment, like they were saying. They did an assessment on this, right? They said that if they couldn't nip this in the bud, something would happen. So what they did, they bought some of the councils up, and I won't name them right now, but they know who they are in Nottingham. They bought them up, right? Oh, we're going to give you a local grant, right, for Black Achievement Strategy. We're going to give you a local award, right, for Black Achievement Award Ceremony, right? And when they did that, right, that shut up, right, the youth, right? And then you went back to bed. And I understand where Paul's coming from. He's angry because we are so gullible, naive, and complacent that we don't know the game. We don't know that we've been playing.
Thank you.
I see there's lots of angry young people out there because they have been lied to. You know, and they have lied to in such a way because I hear black people say to black people, I'm going into there to change it. I hear that. We ask them, why are you doing that? Oh, I'm going there to change it. And when you meet them couple months later, they argue, why, I said, it's not black people alone. He put me in here, But, you understand, this is what, this is what you hear out there. You said that you are going into that place to change it. But it changed you.
No, man, they might get changed in the pockets, man.
You understand?
In the pocket.
Of course.
I see black people will leave the black community. Know what the black community was all about? And come back in it and tell them about alternative lifestyle.
Of course.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, look, the thing is, people are ready for the revolution as long as they don't give up their iPhone and everything like that. They want to go in with the same creature comforts, house, all these things that they built into their life. So you get into a new job, someone's going to give you better money. You're going to have a better lifestyle. You're going to then, as you are brought up, to reflect your wealth as your development. Success is only financially measured, not spiritually or intellectually measured, financially measured. So now you're in a scenario that you have more. Everyone's looking at you in a different way. Then someone comes up to you and says, oh, brother, remember what you said back in the day, that you was going to help us out? He goes, oh, brother, look, these things take time. Let me secure enough money so I feel secure, then I can come back and help you a little more. Otherwise, I'm going to stay in a scenario where I have to keep them people happy, and you don't realize the hard job I've got, keeping them happy and then keeping you happy. I'll keep them happy because my family's happy. You can't knock a man for that. I understand.
No, you can't knock a man.
An individual, you can't. But then again, you appreciate, what do we say? You don't give money to a man who's hungry.
For real.
Because he's not going to hold on to it. He's going to spend it.
You don't put alcohol behind the bar.
Yeah. And this is an alcoholic behind the bar. So you put a man who's coming from a hungry place and put him in a place where he's got plenty. Don't ask him to come back and be poor again.
You know what? I just want to mention something. I may be backtracking. I'm kind of was based around in Hackney. And in Hackney, right, there was a lot of youth clubs. And then what had happened, they spent, I don't know if anybody knows the Ocean. You remember the Ocean? The Ocean originally was a library, right? They spent from funding, and this is why I realised we have to be on board. 24 million on a conversion. They never knock it down, Converting a building as a music venue for an educational charity for youngsters. What had happened when they spent £24 million on it? All of the youth clubs in Hackney closed down one by one because they're saying we got this flagship Ocean. Ocean is not there no more. You notice that? But one of the issues that came up, because I was doing a lot of youth stuff in the community with the youth clubs, I went there one day. There was an event called Step Up to the Mic talent show. They wouldn't let the youths in. And I find that ironic. It's a youth charity based money for a venue which is converted as a library, wouldn't let them in, so they're on the street. So they actually, the youths come to me and says, excuse me sir, can we come in with you, because we're not allowed in the venue, not unless we go in without an adult. I found, what kind of nonsense is that?
It's the same thing them do.
But the thing I see is that the gatekeepers of the money is the people that we want to be, right? We want to be the decision makers. But what these people do is exactly what Abu says, is that we'll go and say, yeah, you know what? I think talent shows, bam. They seem to know the language, the linguistics, so that's why we need man like Jammers to get the money. But they will employ us to front it.
Of course.
Now, the Ocean now, what is it now? It's trendy. It's now turned into a trendy cinema. So we realised, well, what was going what's going on with our venues? When the Ocean came out, it gave Hackney Empire a problem because everybody went to the Ocean for gigs. Artists was going in there. I'll give you a joke. And I'm talking about back then, I went to see Sizzler and it was £30, and I was like, what? But this is a subsidised venue. Why am I paying £30 to go in? Now, I don't want to slag off anything that people doing as promoters and stuff, but another venue, which tomorrow there's a meeting, that I find that I can't understand, no disrespect to Bernie Grant, is the Bernie Grant Arts Centre. I do not hear any cultural events at Bernie Grant's Art Centre. When was the last time you heard anything cultural at Bernie Grant's Art Centre?
Don't want that in there.
But then the next problem I have, because I'm from Tottenham, and we have to realise that the gatekeepers are not us. Marcus Garvey Library. If they had the chance, they're going to take down that name. We have to realise that these things are what was initiated for us, but now they're changing it.
No.
Changing it.
It's to appease.
Brother Kwame, you still here, Brother Kwame?
Right.
Yeah, man, yeah.
All right, okay,
It's
Brother
very
Kwame.
interesting because there's a brother I want to interview, Marcus Knotts, who is Mark Duggan's friend. Since that incident uprising after what happened with Mark Duggan, the amount of money that's spent on Tottenham High Road is unbelievable. Places that didn't need the money have got the money. You know, one thing I noticed, they invested more money in buildings than the people. Check out Tottenham now.
Of course.
Tottenham, in Haringey, Tottenham was going to be the largest sell-off of social housing. Broadwater Farm, Northumberland Park, Noel Park was going to be the largest private investors taking the stakeholder of social housing. So I kind of look at the psychology. They're letting the youths run wild around there so that people accept it. If you go there, there's like a no-go area in certain places at the moment.
If you remember a group, this kids company, what kids company have done to our children in London.
Yeah.
You understand? If it was a black if it was a black group do that all right now, they will be in prison.
Yeah.
You understand? And them allow this Iranian woman to come in and manipulate our children and turn them into criminal. And then move on to other places.
It's a plan.
You understand, you know? Where is our black MPs? Where is our black council? Where is our black lawyers? Where is our black professional to put things together? And so we need an inquiry into it. They all sit down. What I'm trying to make you understand, my brother. Here we are talking about the things that affect us. You hear any professional phoning in and helping in this reasoning? But later on, when them run them like a workshop,
give the money to him, innit?
Yeah.
When them run them workshop, them all phone him Supreme.
Yeah.
Them all phone him Jammers. Them all phone me. Because what they do, they're hustling the community. There's a lot of people in our community. They can't come to an event. So sometimes they sit with the radio and get a little information and things like that. What I'm saying that the so-called doctor. We in our community, we are talking about that, meet a psychiatrist, meet a this, meet a that. He does not support the community. He support only his pocket, and we must stop and big up these people. You understand? You know, all right, I'm going to court. Galaxy is going to court the 23rd. You understand? We need these professionals, ain't it? Because they're using the station. You know, see, they come here, they use the station. And if you ask them, could I get you as a witness? They make so many excuses, and you realize, I'm glad you said that, because I would not like to bring a coward in court with me. You understand? Because this is what they are. They are a bunch of cowards. They want to call themselves the great this and the heavyweight, but you're not heavyweight enough to go and stand and talk in front of a judge to talk about the issue them that affect us. That's some of us is facing today. You know? This is what Galaxy is facing. You understand? And people are using Galaxy, but they don't want to support the station.
Thank you.
And I call them professional. I have no respect for none of them. But then go away. You understand? Because I give thanks to the people. The normal people like Supreme, Jammers and yourself and those that come in and support and do what I do with that. These professionals is the biggest problem that we have amongst us, because they feel like they're better than.
Exactly. Because another group has accepted them, so they're elevated above us.
Sorry, because I'm passionate about certain things, and it might come out like, well, we were talking about that about half an hour ago. There was a group, very interesting, like I'm on another radio station, I got a call from a group, got funding to do something in Haringey. I'm not going to mention their name, Rice and peas was on the table. That's all I'm going to say. Caribbean food was on the table. So I was endorsing it. I said, yeah, but you know, because of the situation in Haringey, this group is setting up mentorship. And when I looked on it, and this is the interesting thing, something told me, go on the internet and research this group. This group came from Brighton as a service provider for Haringey. And I said, well, hold on a minute. What do you mean? What's going on here? So what happened to the grassroots people in Haringey that normally do mentoring, normally do youth work? And then I read a little bit more. You know, this group, doctors and psychologists and all kind of thing. Now, what they done, because I rang them up, is asking me and our community of Haringey, they will run the workshops to train us, right? They're getting paid for us to do it for free. So I said, you know, I'll go quite a few meetings and I put my hand up and said, you guys are taking the pee here, you know, because you getting paid. So why can't we be the service provider? Because you've got this thing. I didn't want to bring race into it, but they were smart enough to say, let's put rice and peas on the table.
To catch you.
Food. Yeah, I'm telling you, when I looked, not one of them service provider didn't look like me. And I'm saying, and they come from Brighton. So I said, how do you know the cause of Haringey?
Don't need to.
You know, if you're a resident, to me, if you're the resident and you're in the borough, you should be employed, or not even employed, you should be in that structure, what goes on. And a lot of the times, this is what I'm seeing, a lot of people, you know, when the riots, a lot of the vultures came out who already know the linguisticity, the language, and that's why I like, you see, Brother Jammers' event, right? I'm not a linguistic person, but Jammers with this etymology has got me on some searching for some words. I tell you why, Jammers, you know, when we go and talk in certain areas, we have to be articulate. We can still be grassroots, but we can't be angry. You understand? And there's certain things I learned from Jammers, like in English literature, like the alliteration and similes. There's certain things that when you have a conversation or you're going to do public presentation that you have to bring to the table. You know, or you have to come over in their linguistics, you know, to get your point across without them summarising, oh, he's just angry.
Get your breathing.
You know what I mean?
Friend, get your breathing right.
Yeah. So,
you know?
Jammers the Speakers Club, he's talking about gender politics, the coming of the superwoman. This is the topic Jammers is bringing. Are men becoming obsolete? Question number 2, how can our women find the source of their power? And this is Sunday the 29th of April, 2018, and this is actually going to be at the Bernie Grants Centre. And I have to shake Jammers' hand on this, because as what he's doing, they're charging premium West End price down there, and this is tomorrow, there's a meeting down there. Why is it that grassroots organisations are not using the Bernie Grant Centre? It's one of the questions that is going to be raised tomorrow, right? Sorry, Sister Emma rang in. Emma, I can vouch for Emma as a promoter from back in the day. Emma's promotion was one of the Lovers Rock champions, and that was the last time we saw Gina the Bambo perform as an artist, and it's videoed. You know, that's another thing. Our people are not archived properly. They've gone. And there's no written, no video, no. So, you know, that's something that we have to look into. Talking about, she said also, when she mentioned, she called in, if there's any women out there that we can tell. There's a sister, I think she's on this station, I'm not too sure. I went to the Mart Arts Centre and she was talking about vitamin D. Her name's Brenda. Is it Brenda Lee? Scientific cultural racism. And when she broke it down, I said, what? She only had 90 minutes, right, to do her segment. I think she could have done the whole session for the whole night, because it was so, the points that she was raising was so on point. And I think she's a person that should be personally on the empowerment. Me personally, seeing the way she broke down how we see things through a paradigm. I'm going to ask Jammers to break down what a paradigm is through education, through the church. She talked about What is scientific racism? How does it fit into nature? Overarching frameworks when it comes to research, because we have to find out the principles of research when we come in to deliver. Sorry, Abu, but she brought out something. I haven't read the book, but there's a book. I just quickly researched it before I spoke about it. The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. It's a book. I just quickly looked at it, and for people, you don't, I shouldn't say this, you don't have to buy the book. I've seen that you can download the PDF file. I see that you can go on YouTube. So the sources of getting information is there. But if it wasn't for, what's her name, Brenda Lee on Saturday, bringing this to my attention, and that's what I call empowerment. So Emma, if you're listening, I think there's quite a few sisters that I can actually mention that I think are up to par with yourself, Edison, with yourself, Muta Baruka, with Dr. Umar Johnson, that are on par with you. You know, we've given that empowerment. Yes, you know, it's you know, that's my piece.
Rise up, caller. Are you there, brother Kwame? I lost you.
You have to, my brother.
Yeah, rise up, family, rise up.
Yes, it was in the way of breaking news, but you may have already heard already. News from South Africa?
Yeah, man, Mama Winnie.
Okay. I just haven't heard nothing. Okay, I just thought I'd just inform the people. Okay, no problem.
Give thanks. Is there anything else you want to put in the program?
It was just that, really, my brother. I thought breaking news I heard, so...
Well, rise up, my brother. Have a wonderful day.
Family now. Sorry, man. Okay.
No problem, man. Respect for that. You know, rise up to the brethren. Make I just say, if Brother Kwame, you still there? No, we lost Brother Kwame. You know? We lost Brother Kwame. It's who this and that. Brother Kwame Ose? We have Brother Kwame Ose? No, we are go on, Jamal.
That's right. You mentioned vultures and you mentioned breathing. This is basically, they've taken out ancient science of the men in nature, which is the science of who we are. So basically, the vulture signifies our creativity, because the vulture takes the food before it becomes oxygen. Basically, we have the power to create, take death and make life, because when you eat a dead plant or a dead animal, you turn it into nutrition. So we have the power of creativity. Now, the vulture has the most powerful stomach and immune system on the planet. It eats dead carcasses, it eats rabies, it eats disease. What happened is that they found the vultures were dying in India due to dioxyphenac, which is what the vets put in animals. The vets put these in animals, and it's killing the most powerful the most powerful animal on the planet. They banned the drug in India. Now they're selling it over the counter in the UK to us. So this is how they corrupt us and take our sciences and feed us back the rubbish, and now we eat it. We're using it. It's used in painkillers, and it's used in headaches, and it's used in inflammatory. You know, so we're losing our contact with our ancient Medu nature science, and we're taking on infected behaviour from these people.
For real, you know, brother Kwame, you still there, my brother?
Yeah, man.
You know, give thanks for hanging on and holding on. You know, you're a wonderful soldier, my brother. You know.
No, man, sorry, man.
You know, give thanks that you can right from Nottingham. You're still joining us and everything. And it's no matter where we are a global people.
Indeed, that's it.
You understand?
We have to see each other as a global family. Not just I mean either London, or either Nottingham, or either Birmingham. No. We are global family. Touch one, touch all.
You know, it's a beautiful vibration, my brethren. I'm just going to play an interlude of music and then I get back, you know, see it. But I want to play this beautiful Empress here, you know. You know, Empress Joy Mac, you know, wonderful vibration. You know, when I listen to what Supreme saying and Edison and Jammers, then I tell you, these are not things them that we read about. These are things them that we experience. You know, what they use the black community. Because, you know, you have some building in the community that they don't have fun for. But if they involve you, they can in touch Europe and get some money from Europe. All them have to tell them so that it's black people, them are going to do this.
Scheme.
Yeah.
As long as they can invite you. Yeah. These people, we're putting forward a project to help these people. What I don't understand is, like you said, 20-something million went into refurbishing that building. Then where did all that money go? Finished, and then now they sold it on to someone else? And
what
then
they
someone
do?
else has now put money into there and now using that facility. So it's almost like they got the fund to build a building that they were going to sell to somebody else.
Rob Peter to pay Paul.
So
What they do?
someone knew that. So they knew.
What they do? They had a building in Suddock called the Sojourner Truth.
Okay.
It was an enlisted building.
Okay.
So them have to really
think about it,
and then them come with a proposal, get you to put in a project, and when they put in a project, they get the money because the building that they have, it wasn't an asset. It was a liability. So from you get it from anything black people go into, it become assetable.
Yeah.
See, so this is asset that the local authority have. What they do, they run program that they set them up to fail.
Every time.
Thank you.
They set them up to fail. There's another building in the Unity Center on Peckham High Street. Same way. When we used to India play domino, you could have seen the stars them. Nobody fight. Nobody fight nothing. Then come with some proposal, get it done up quick, and then what them do again? Set them up to fail. Imagine you get letter from the bailiff that they come in and you never see the letter. The person where in there where you think was the secretary send the letter straight to town hall. And that's what they do. They undermine the community. And now these two buildings now is church in them.
Yeah.
You understand, And the black council of them, where you run up them mouth and contact certain things, they sit down and they don't realize the disadvantage that they done to the young people. We are in the community, blood. We are in the community from way back and see all of these come true. See, some of these council are going to do in 4 years. Sometimes a chance of them make them continue. So that means that we are there seeing more than them. They don't come to us with a program. They go, they bring everything in at the church and want us to come in there now. If you come beg, if you come beg in a certain structural name. What I'm saying that they use the community.
Always.
You understand? They use the community in Suddock, they use it in Arringate, they use it in Birmingham. Look at the Muhammad Ali Center that Muhammad Ali give to the black community in Birmingham.
Okay.
I think now it's the Indian temple.
What?
See it, and this is
how can that be sold when it was bought? This is what I'm saying.
But look on the recreation center in Brixton.
Yeah, what's happening?
Where Muhammad Ali give money towards.
Yeah.
Can we have access to it now? These are the things that I want me to tell you. And we have these little black councillors them sit there. But what I'm saying, Bridget, and we're afraid to see it, right? We have this white cat that's interrogating these black rats. And these black rats is afraid to put a bell on the white cat neck. So then get people like me, you, jammers, and when we go and pin the bell on the cat neck now, then they are comfortable. So what they do afterward, they make sure that you end up in a prison.
Of course.
A lot of our liberating brothers and sisters, either in a mental institution or in prison.
Or some pedophile thing or something like that. Because you have to understand, the media is their legal department. Yeah, if we want to despise or kill a man, all we need is to put a story out there, true or not, doesn't matter. And the police are working for us. So the man's going to go to the same people that put him in prison to argue his case. And they said, but we put you here. Why are we going to let you go? You're subversive. You're creating problems for us outside. As you said at the very beginning, you don't appreciate that you're at war because they made you comfortable. They gave you all the things that they seem to have given everyone else, and you don't realize that they're going for your kids. There's a saying, there's no plan for the young black man. There's no plan. He's not supposed to get old. He's not supposed to have anything when he's older. They're actually systematically attacking him now. So when his credibility comes in 20 years' time, he has no credibility. He has no people in position of authority. And those black faces with white agendas are going to tell around and say, you're one of them. One of them that them schools created. Because them schools created those children.
It's true.
They created them like that.
All right.
And that is the greatest strategy, right, of the enemy.
How did you do that? I didn't throw my voice like that.
Don't freak me out now.
Go on, brother, go on.
Maybe till Saturday, man.
What about patient?
That's the great stuff that they use, man.
Yeah.
A sense of false security, right? That we've arrived. Not knowing that he was doing his continuous assessment of the situation. This is why we don't understand the person, the beast that we're dealing with. Every time they make an assessment of the situation, and then after they've done the assessment, that's when they put in the strategy to keep their foot on our necks.
Hi. They call it a people of false hope in a land of false promise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know? You remember boyhood to manhood?
Yeah.
Where are they now? Couple years ago, there was #1 on the charts. Where are they now? Cause the funding gone, blood. You understand? So they're gone in the wind. You know? And these are the things them that pass through us, you know. We help set up these things, you know.
Of course.
And when they get funding, they said, no, you're a runaway train, we can't have you around here. This is what happened to us in the community, you know, blood.
You raise so high, and when you're there, they pull away the funding.
Yeah.
A planned thing. They give you what you want until you're separated from your community, then they just shut you down. That's,
you know, look what they're doing to
kill the system.
Bridge Park.
Yeah.
See? Them theaters are blazing in the 90s and all of them things there. And look what they do, because they just move the way. Yeah, and then use us.
But Dr. Abu, Edison, Jammers, and one thing I have to bring in the arena, when we go for funding, any group that goes out, you cannot rely on the source of funding money alone. You have to think of your project to have another stream of income to back up, because really funding is, to me, I look at it as just like to boost your idea. You should already be, you know, in control of what's happening. The funding should just make your project easier. But if your whole amount of the economics is based on funding, you will fall. That's my look on it. Another thing that I've noticed and I want to bring into the arena, and a lot of people, I think I heard it on the Sisters program before, and I'm listening Galaxy, is that we seem to be going, are these Eastern Europeans that come here, they got our jobs, they're getting this and that. You know what? We have to realize that one of the things that we should be using and learn from is strategy. When we come with a strategy, now these people will come, I personally believe their strategy is that they're gonna get in, you know, the Conservative, they'll have someone in the Conservative, in the Labour Party, they'll have some. They realise that we can put our people and place them in the position to control them. The next thing that I see, we should be doing the same thing, but the people that we put in those positions has to be accountable to the community. That's what the problem is. Everybody seems to do their, you know, we get them there, but then they don't seem to be accountable. We have to realise in politics, we have to realise, get these people that want to be prospective MPs and councillors to be accountable to the community that's voting for them. And economically, I think the sister spoke about that before.
Books just win, right? The community in London, Lambeth in particular, you've got to make Dwayne accountable. Don't just say just say, yeah, he's arrived because he's councillor. No, you need to track his every movement. How is he being accountable to the community? What are the checks and balances? What are the crossing the T's, dotting the I's that he's doing? You need to make Dwayne, if he's elected, accountable.
That's why he's going.
He won't do that by just saying he's accountable and that's it.
That's why he's going independent, because all the other rest have a dance to the party tune before they do anything. The truth, me and tell you, you know.
But that's what I'm saying, that if you don't give him your support when you win, stuck it in to the situation. He will feel complacent now that he's arrived and that because he's a councillor, he will no longer think that he needs to be made accountable to the community that put him there.
Well, I think everyone he come across, I like that with him. You understand? And this is what we have to, you know, because I remember the days when councillors used to come and sit in the pub, the warmer castle, and give us certain information. You understand, you know? But today they don't do it, blood, because they think that they are better than. These are the positions that we are facing now. When the people that they're supposed to represent you, how can you feel that you're better than the people that you represent? You can't feel that way.
Yeah, but you know, when they go into that office for that interview, for that job, they got to be given, they get to be given certain questions. Where's your loyalties like? Are you prepared to do this? Are you prepared to do that? Because we can find someone who will do what we want to say if you want this position. So it's based on your personal ego to determine if you feel that position is something that you can do, irrespective of looking after your community. You know what you're saying about the Eastern Europeans and people like that? They've come over here with a purpose, and they're hungry, and they want to move forward, and they want to create. So this is where we are still complaining, but we're expecting. They're not asking for anything. They're going about and doing what they need to do. Don't get me wrong, if they get social and all that kind of thing, but they've got the front to go and ask. Could we go to another country and have the front to ask for any sort of housing or anything? They'll slap us out. They'll take us out.
Their mind is still in their homeland. They're coming over here, but their mind is still in their homeland.
What do you call
That's
it?
the difference.
Economic terrorists, isn't it? They come along.
Economic migrants.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They come and they terror the country. They take what they want out of it and go. I've got no problem if a man works hard for what he does. It's that, but don't man work hard at complaining and not do anything about it.
It's very interesting you say that. I said to myself, I'm not going to moan about the Eastern Europeans and the Turkish and all, but I find it absolutely amazing, right, that I could walk down Green Lanes in Haringey and see a kebab facing another kebab facing, like there'll be about 10 major kebab shops, and they're there. So for some reason I'm thinking, then I look at the Polish, and then I think, hold on a minute, no disrespect to the black community, we're doing cultural markets. I can't figure that out, and I'm saying, hold on a minute, we were, you could say we were here before them, but I can't understand why we're still doing the little market store thing. No disrespect to anyone who has a market store.
Because
we're just complaining still.
If you look on it, you know, what's them going to do gap year in Africa, India, the Caribbean? You know where the black community do? You know where the black people do their gap year?
Where?
Back in the community and lick with the little grant from the come in the community and challenge that little man or that little woman who do certain little thing inside. And this is what happened. They use up their exercise, their gap year, upon them own community.
Yeah.
You understand? Sit down in there so that they're writing a piece on you, and them write one of the most the nasty. If you want to see some nasty writing, go into these college and university and read the thesis of what black people write about black people to get degree. You go and read it. Rise Up Family, what you say?
Greetings, 899. Going back.
Well, on the call, man. Let me hear what this brother has said. Rise Up.
Yeah, this is Aston, yeah?
Yes, Aston. Yeah, Black Father Support Group.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm listening to the powerful dictation of everybody, and even the callers who's online now. You know, I'm listening to your powerful talks. You know, and obviously, you know, we are all mindful of what procedure that we need to do to make a change. Right, for our community, right? Because we are all, every one of you who are there, right there in the studio, and those who are online there now or who's on the call are activists. They're all activists. You understand? But at the same time, one of the processes that I'm identifying is that we need to be active in our voice in the councils, right? The political board game as such, even as an independent, right? Yeah. So, is there any actions that any of you have taken, right, to make that happen?
Yeah. I'm supporting those who are running in the council because sometimes the supporting is good enough for you. You know, if you're doing something, if you come to me and say, Dabu, you know that I would like to be the superintendent of police for your community, I would support your blood. Because I'd rather use the superintendent in your community than somebody else. You know, see it, you know? Yeah. You know, when the youth our children are go to school and all of them things there, and somebody else are coming in your community, can be in superintendent and all of these things. So it's we have to invest in our own self and encourage that, you know? But what I'm saying that, you know, those that come and say that they're going certain place higher, we have to hold them, that them keep them word. You understand?
Yeah, accountable.
Yeah, they keep their word, blood.
Yes.
Because it's painful. It's painful when you give your all to these people, and when you go to them to get something back, you get nothing from them. Yeah, and I can see the frustration in the young people. You know, the reason why I'm not frustrated anymore, because through experience, you know, if when I was young like them, I would lash out. I used to lash out lots of ways, but I realize now that's a different way of doing it. But if I never lash out in a them way, they will take liberty of you, blood. You know, see. So you realize now we even have to even be careful now because them take it out by your children.
Well, that is what they're systematically doing anyway. There was a brother there who mentioned like individuals coming from the Brighton area and getting funding in the Hackney area, I think it was, right?
Haringey,
yeah. Right? Now, what I've noticed, right, that obviously, you know, there's a certain group of people which is living in the Brighton area, right? And they commute to the city area, and they're looking to establish themselves as a community in the London area, right? So they've looked to do like the Hoxton and all those areas there, right? Okay, and what they are doing, they are establishing and gathering information, right, so that they can actually infiltrate into the community in that way. You understand? Because even as I think it was yourself that brought out that they even talk in the same way how we would talk in the London area as well, right? Great. They dress the same like the same way how our youngs would dress as well.
Well, Brother Aston, I hear you. And I have one more call if take, and then I'm going to shut down the call because, you know, on top of the hour is the Al-Cable Land Revivalist movement coming through. You know, well, thank you, my brother.
Yeah, my man. All right, bless you, yeah?
All the time, you know. Brother Kwame, you want to land?
By saying that I give big respect to the brothers out there, and I commend them for what they're doing to awake our people in the London area. And our people just have to remind themselves that, you know, don't let them be fooled by no politician, right? And don't let them be fooled by the game. You got to know the game so that you can engage in the game and defeat the game.
Rise up for it, my brethren. We give thanks, you know. And we have Chairman, you there?
What? Yes, sir. Greetings and peace profound.
Yeah, greetings.
For positive solutions.
All the time.
Shout out to all of the guests in the studio. How you doing today?
I did.
We're good.
Yeah, just wanted to rise up the brothers in the studio and rise up the positive vibrations that they've been talking about for the last few hours. And just wanted to let you know that there's some of us that are out there, you know, trying to make a change within the community and within the world. And I just want to rise up the organization I'm a co-founder of, called Manhood Academy.
Oh yes.
We are in the process right now where we've been training our young masters between the ages of 13 to 19 for them to go through a rites of passage So for the next 4 days, they've gone on a retreat, a residential, to prepare them for bringing them to Gambia to complete their rites of passage in December. So we'll arrive at all of the young masters that left out today. Around 15 to 20 of them went down, and then about 20 or 25 will be coming with us to Gambia to officially do their rites of passage. And so I think these are the things that we need to be instructing the youth and bringing the youth into, because I think that there's a disconnect, and the disconnect is that they don't become men, you know? They don't become men the right way. So we have to encourage and talk to our youth then and see where the problem is and see where it lies. A lot of the youth that are coming to Manhood Academy, they're coming because they're in one-parent whole families. There's not a man in the house giving them any guidance or any direction. And so we as the uncles, we as the elders within the community have to take up our role and our position to be able to give this direction to this generation. I think days of marching and demonstrating, that was a strategy for that time. I think we now need to find out different strategies for us to complete the goal. You know, we talked.
Wow, what
was
that?
it called?
What that? Seems like we
apologies for that.
Rise up for that, chairman. You know,
there was a caller that was. He asked us in the studio, what do we think about? I can't remember leadership or there was
something about the councils.
Yeah. Now one of the things that I want to look at, right? This is when back in the day when I was younger. You turn up to the council chambers when they're doing their policies and their procedures, yeah? When you're young, you've got that energy. You've got the energy. As you get mature, you have children and you get life comes in the way. One of the things I was going to say is that my personal opinion is to be a revolutionist, you cannot have a 9 to 5. Right? And whoever's going to be the revolutionist, we have to support and finance them.
For real.
Because we have to feed them, house them. Because turning up to all these meetings, going to all these things is not, there's a brother out there, he told me, he turns up for the gun and knife crime meetings as a black man by himself. Yeah. And he funds himself. And I'm saying, when you get tired and hungry, you're going to stop doing it. They will ring him up at the last moment and say, oh, the meeting that was meant to be at, where's the place where Boris is? It's now moved to somewhere else. That's their strategies they use to say, right, you're turning up, we're going to give you the runaround.
And him not going to give up,
Yeah.
He will never give up because it's in him.
Yeah.
Just like how we never give up. We never give up over 30 years. What I'm trying to make you understand, people like those, we need more of them. Because it's a responsibility.
Yeah.
It's not the duty of few, but the duty of many. You understand? You never give up.
Yeah.
You understand? Look what you go through. You never give up. You understand? And if we walk with this not giving up spirit, we can achieve a lot, blood.
Yes.
Chairman.
Yeah.
Come in, chairman, and land for me when you come, yeah?
Yes, no problem. Yeah, I'm going back to the politicians and having them accountable. We can only make them accountable if we finance their campaign, so that they have to come to us when we call them in. But we cannot every time when they run for these political parties, then because of their skin colour, say then they should really have an allegiance to us. They have an allegiance to their party. Unless we're going to fund our own campaign and put forward our own independent politicians with our own money and our own talk, we can't talk about having them being accountable to the black community. Malcolm taught us that in all of his lectures.
Well, Dr. Claude Anderson said, we must come to our economical strength, and we buy the politician, we buy the judge, we buy all of them, because that's what it's all about out there.
Thank you.
We
have a responsibility as men, and we have a responsibility to our families and to our youth to change the direction of how things are going right now. And we're at that time where things can be done. We've got social media. We've got our own media platform where we can now be that influence, be that drive. Look what Marcus Mosiah Garvey did without a computer, without a phone, without social media, and amass 6 million members.
I hear you.
Even get 100 people in our organization.
I hear you, Chairman. And give thanks. I have one more caller, and I'm gonna
good work
all the time, my brethren. Give thanks.
Black power.
And remember to get the man with the economy soon. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
All the time, my brethren. Give thanks to Chairman. Black power all the time. Family, the next family member, land him. Just circle for me now, cause we about to land. Yeah.
Hello.
Rise up, family.
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, rise up. You're live.
Yeah, construction here.
Yes, construction.
Big show.
Give thanks, my brethren. Give thanks.
Yeah?
Yes.
We have to, like you say, bring certain people into account. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the 80s, yeah, when Stephen Lawrence is dead,
mm-hmm.
yeah? That the organizations that were around at that time, yeah, held about 2 or 3 marches down in Woolwich, Thamesmead, all them area there,
mm-hmm.
right? And we walked with the Lawrence's family,
mm-hmm.
and I think it was Roland Adams' family as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're marching up and down Thamesmead, yeah, all them time there, right? So the community was there for Mrs. Lawrence, yeah? And Mrs. Lawrence, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, you let your son dead, yeah, like how all the other people who got their children dead in police custody or wherever get dead. Why isn't she called back into account to the community to talk for all of us? Yeah? That the families of all the people who have had their people dead, right? Through injustice of the police, like her own son. Yeah? I talk it as it is because I know I go through certain things.
I hear you.
Yeah? And the likes of her, yeah? Who got take us about the Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah? After your dead son, blood sacrifices it. Yeah?
I hear you, my brethren.
Brethren, yeah, of mine, yeah, from Federation, Ralph Seymour. The last time me see him, yeah, he was at Brixton Tube giving out some leaflet.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing he said to me, I'm going to run for independent on Wandsworth Council. This is in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to run for independent councillor for Wandsworth Council. Yeah, that's the last time you see him. The next 2 months after that, he's dead. Yeah, there's a lot of black councillors out there, right, which we have to call into account. For real, they're already there. Yeah, Dwayne Brooks was on the show the other day, right? He should have been asked what he was doing to sort out his relationship with Doreen Lawrence. He was the last one to see her son dead.
Well, is it
supposed to be talking to him?
No, well, you see the whole thing about it, my brethren. You know, the whole thing about it. No. The whole thing about it.
You know? They were youths. They were youths at that time.
No, but
so she should not be estranged from him.
No, but what I'm saying, trauma can land in a certain way where you get confused. You understand? So, as I said, you know, we have our own views and Miss Lawrence and all of them thing there. But, you know, make we try to turn it in a way where we, you understand, can use our protest into development. You understand?
There. That's what I'm trying to say to you. They're already there. They're either working for us or they're
Them now go nowhere, my brethren. Them dear. So if you know so them dear, you understand, you know? You ever said, no care how a cat, you know, grew up with a dog. When he walk me out, he's still gonna say meow. He ain't gonna say bow wow blood.
Some of us wasted our time supporting them.
Well, as I said,
that was a waste of time then to me. Well, you know, say marching up and down tells me that I remember them at that racist bookshop there.
Well,
outside, burn it down.
We had do it a long time before Stephen Lawrence. Remember Roland Adams? Yeah. Can we go back and tell you?
Yeah, march.
Well, there you are, my regime. But give thanks, construction. Give thanks, here.
Yes, sir.
Rise up all the time. No more call. Jamas. You and Edison at Supreme. Don't come back here because the cars No. I just want to say it's a pleasure having your brothers here. You know, see it. You know. Energy. And I mean, it brings me back when we were up there at the Speakers Club. club.
Yeah.
You understand? You know, just want them to know that you're also a panel member in the Speakers Club.
Yes, that's it.
You know, see it, and Supreme also.
Yeah. But can I mention another issue that's happening in Haringey with the Sickle Cell Centre, with the George Mars, and I just want to quickly get...
Yeah, man, touch that quick.
We've got a sister out there by the name of Samantha Grease, right? And what's currently happening with the centre, the George Mars Centre, they're looking to take that centre away from being used from an issue that deals with our people.
In the centre
right.
hospital.
So she's raised some concerns and she's really pushed it. She's a sickle cell warrior. She's a person who is a service user. So she knows the effect that's going to have on her and her fellow people. In her cause of being a warrior and putting the petition together, we're seeing certain things coming out, that records have gone missing. And we can't find this and you can't find that. So as soon as you start rattling, you realise you are a powerful person because they're starting to remove things. Now, one of the things I want to ask everybody here, Sickle Cell Cause, they're on Facebook, they've got their website, is to go find out where the petition is, and in a short space of time, she's going up to 7,000 people have signed a signature to give back the centre for the sickle cell users, because now in St Anne's Road, within the hospital, they're trying to take that centre away from them. And this is where I see, when they see us as an easy target. So we need to be, as people, come together, even just sign, even if it's something as simple as just signing the petition to get the awareness. The strategy next, we will let you know on Galaxy. Yeah, so
man. I
just thought I'd just get that in quickly.
We always support the sickle cell cause. You understand? You know, because the sickle cell cause is people, is sufferer is in the group. You understand? You know, and the awareness that she's bringing is very important, because you have sufferers going to hospital and get overdose because they don't even know what they're doing to them. You understand? So I just want to thank you, Edison. Thank you for sharing this space. You know. And tell them, just give them about the event that is coming up weekend.
Yes. Masters of Empowerment, 7th of April, at the Lighthouse Centre in Camberwell. It's going to be, an experience where you're going to have 4 different people and maybe who else? Let me not presume. Maybe other people, as you know, the night is still young. Where we're going to actually try our best to bring some information to the community regarding ways they can empower themselves in different facets, financially, Pan-African, Mutu Baruch is a character, and Leo Chester again is gonna, Leo Muhammad, forgive me again, is gonna come with his, and I know I'm gonna bring a spiritual side which is not often heard. So I can't wait, I'm excited, and I know people that are gonna come are gonna have a night they didn't expect, And if this stuff to come.
If Muta gonna be still around, if it's even next Monday, if it's still around, just bring him the people in here. You understand? We have to share what we have. You understand? So give thanks all the time, my brother. Problem. All the time. Okay. Jamas.
Yeah, I just want to say, just don't wait till we're dead or your brethren's dead before you give support.
Thank
that's
you.
The time when we see like we want to give support is when someone dead or passed. We've got active people now. Just like you can give support to Adidas and you can give support to Jerk Chicken, you must can give support to us. If it's not us, find someone to support. And make sure you support Edison. Make sure you support Abu, definitely on the 23rd, I don't care about me, I'm here already. But do remember, you can support the Speakers Club, which is taking place on the 29th. Stick to Galaxy for the details and tickets and further information. Thank you for having me once again, the Galaxy family. Thank you, ancestors. Edison.
Thank you.
Supreme.
Boom.
Yes.
Also, big. Brother Dougie, quickly. Big up,
man, Yellow Dougie, Minty and all of the crew.
Event on the 28th,
Yeah, respect Dr. Abu for allowing me on the Galaxy platform, and this is a platform that I realise that the people are getting empowered, And like we said, we've got the event on Saturday, we've got Jammer's event, and we've got your call to action when it's the 23rd. Now, that's why I like these platforms, because we need to make use of these platforms you've got here, Abu. And I always say to people, what would we do if we don't have platforms? Where would we be? You understand? So we have to realise that when this is taken away, what are we going to do? That's why we need your support out there. You have to realise it. Just think of turning on your radio and not hearing this conversation.
I see what you're saying.
Just imagine hearing the issues of the black community and there is no way of hearing about it or even raising your point. So we have to look at this as powerful. This is an empowerment platform. We have to support it. And that's what I'm going to say.
Give thanks, my brother. And I just want to say to you that when Chief Pacomabai started Galaxy, he was a young man. You understand? With energy to make change.
Yes.
But there was elders around who support that change.
Okay.
You understand, you know? When I come to Galaxy in the 80s. You know, this year I'm 60.
You lie.
So that means I'm over 30 years here. Yeah. So if I never see that quality in Chief as a brother who make a commitment and stick to it, then I would jump ship. You understand? So for 30 years, I think we don't get paid for this. We take money out of our pocket to run Galaxy, plus the listeners and all of these things. No, you tell me, which institution out there in doing that? You know, I don't knock no other station, because station do what they do. Yeah. You understand? But Galaxy does not run as other station. But we still support other station because we are all in this together. Exactly. You know? So I take my hat off to Chief Pacomabai. You understand, you know? And the rest of management team and the presenter them here. You understand? Because if we don't stick to what we're doing, you know, and forget about the fear. You know, I've seen that brother go on some building where a lot of people would not go. I see him go on heights where a lot of people would not go. I've seen him take out money out of his pocket to make this thing run. Yeah. You understand? So when you come across people like those, you don't want to let them down.
Exactly.
You understand? So that's why we are here today. You know, my woman 2 weeks ago, she was 60. I meet her when she was 30. You understand? So when you have history to show of my son, he born come see me here. You understand? You know, and it empowered him. A lot of the young people them out there, I go out there meet young people, 25, 30, and them age, and them said, me I listen to you from, me I listen Galaxy, and you can see the quality. You know, see it, you know? I've sit on the youth referral panel since, for the past, nearly 16 years. It's not something that you get paid for, you know, because you're a volunteer. But I'm saying I rather meet my youth than before they go into prison.
Yeah.
You know? I could have set up things where I'm going into prison to deal with it. I don't want to do that because I don't like to feed off the misery of our people. That's why I sit on the youth referral panel and we call that the last train to Scaville. Because if we can't meet our children before they end up in prison, I don't want to meet them in prison. Yeah. And this is what we have to do. So people say we're here. We are doing things, you know. We have kitchen downstairs. We make some soup or porridge for the elderly them and carry it, go and give to them. Who will say, I think I will do it in for them? So these are the things them that we do. So give thanks. Give thanks, you know. Can I get that from the Supreme? Respect. I think the Al-Cable and Revivalist movement is coming in now. So once again, I want to thank you, my brother.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I really excited to come back. It's been a long time.
Well, don't make it stay so long.
It won't be so long.
Because this time the postcode may change.
And I like to thank Galaxy for what all it's done for me, you know, and for the community as well, you know, because you took me from when I first started my book. I'm on my third book and everything's rising. So from the community, thank you.
No, because you always support me, Jamal, and I have to give it to you. So you, Dougie up there at Supreme, Minty, and Supreme at Contrast, you know, have to rising up, you know. And Queen Tayuta down there in Manchester have to rise her up also. So without no time wasted, I'm gonna hand you over in the capable land of the Al-Cable and Revivalist movement, a beautiful vibration family, and I'm out of here. Leave you with Empress Joy Mac. Voodoo all the time.
system is dread, well dread. Sometimes you can't even find your breath.